Listen to my heartbeat.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Synth Geekery Show. Here you'll find your mates using the cool gear love. No marketing, BS, money side price wash. Synth Quiz and news. So sit back, relax. Enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery Show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel and come on for a chat.
Hi, how are we? How are you going? Episode 337, and that just happens to be a bit over 7 years ago that we started this this caper, Synth Geekery show. I think it was called Ranzee's live stream back in those days. But anyway, it doesn't really matter what it's called. It's good to have you here, and thanks for joining us, being part of the Synth Geekery show, as you are every week. And it's fantastic to have these guys here as well, who are also the pillars, the cornerstones, the foundation of this fantastic show. In fact, it's so important to be here that Daren has left his chair. That's how good it is.
He's going to become a pillar.
He's working on his foundation. It's okay.
He's become a pillock, you mean?
Yeah.
You can say that because he's not there.
Yeah.
Say what like you can't hear us.
Fantastic. Well, it's good to have everybody here. Lovely words from everyone in the chat. I'm going to go through them actually one by one in a sec too. So thanks for all the chatties for joining in and wishing us a happy birthday. It's strange wishing a YouTube show a happy birthday because it probably doesn't care personally. It's just an electron that floats down your computer.
Storage.
We'll take the credit. We'll take the credit.
But you have a bot and a voice now, so it does have a personality, right?
Yeah.
We do. We've got a bot, and you probably notice it in. Hopefully, it's working. Is it working? I haven't seen it. It's called. Ooh, yeah, it says it's connecting. It says attempting to connect. Yeah, it says connected. There we go. Let's see if I can get it to say hi to everyone. Say hi. Let's see if that works. There you go. Patch Cable Bot is the bot that's in there. There you go. It said hello to everyone. Look at that. Cool. All right, so bot's working. I got some stuff to tell you guys before we get stuck into the show. So, firstly, we have got another episode of Name That Synth this week. That's 2 weeks in a row. That's a rarity. Fantastic. I think Wags has created a wave, and everyone's jumping on their surfboards, right? Good on you, Wags. Right. That was brilliant last week. Yeah, hopefully we can keep up the level of professionalism, let me tell you. The level of professionalism, wow. How are we going to do it? Not sure. I'm sweating just thinking about it. Anyway, so Name That Synth is coming up. Hope you guys enjoy it. We've got another Synth Quiz. Yes, we've got the new format to Synth Quiz. It's working. We tried it out last week, and I'm happy to say...
What did I miss?
Passed.
What did I...
Flying colours. What you missed is you missed Steve Smith, let me tell you.
No, actually, I have seen Steve. He honestly... He's up my game. I have to up my game now.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. The managers are walking around.
Actually, and said,
Yeah.
I sent him a message. I said, I know he's after me job.
They've got the
Well done,
clipboards
Steve.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Calculators are tapping
no more
away.
phoning it in, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
he said
He did a great
he was
job.
humbled. He was humbled by the fact that he got to do it. So yeah, there's that. Well, that's a great thing to talk about. Ian's on this day, and I can tell you there's a little surprise, isn't there, Chris, for on this day? Just a little one. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Ian doesn't even know about
An
it.
evolution. Should we say an
Now I'm
evolution?
worried.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anyone picked it up, but as you know, we've still got the same intro tune, but there was a tiny little change to the intro tune this week. Did anyone pick it up? I don't think anyone's picked it up. Next time, go back and listen. It's during the countdown stage, so it's definitely
I heard it
changed.
delaying.
Yeah,
Going one,
you're on.
one, one.
Yeah, it's definitely that
Two,
part of
two,
it,
two,
but it's slightly different.
3, 3, 3.
Yeah, slightly different. Anyway, so we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about in the news segment. We've got a new Akai finally. That's now no longer a rumor. You guys have been hearing about it all week. So we're going to have a chat about it because I feel like the brains in this show for NPCs is pretty high. So hopefully we can bring some professional, semi-professional, experienced advice about what we think of the new NPC sample and whether we will buy one, whether we might not. That will be interesting, and we'll probably ask you guys who are watching. So if you're watching this on a replay, jump into the comments down below right now and let us know if you're thinking about getting an Akai NPC sample and why. Is it because of the price? Is it because of the simplicity? Tell us why. So we'll do that. And what else have we got? We got Price Watch on. Oh, there's a tell him he's dreaming bit in there. You got to hang out for that. Probably leave that one right to the end. So there's definitely some good stuff in there. And because it's our 7th year, you know what? We've made it past the 7-year itch, boys. How good's that? Hey?
Yeah, that is a
It's just now when the itch begins.
wow.
It's
Oh,
the
it's
7th
okay.
year,
So you just ruined it, didn't you?
yeah. I'm starting to
There's
scratch
one.
it.
You started to
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we should get stuck in the show, and we're going to start off with how's your week been? And Daren, because you left your chair, you're going to go first. And he's muted. Yes!
Yeah.
What a brilliant start, Daren.
Excellent.
It's only been 7 years, mate.
Fantastic.
It's
Well,
a
I was just taking
tradition.
us back to the old days. How's my week been? I've just been, I don't know. I've been busy. I've not done much in the studio. I've just been writing little bits to a long live set, but other than that, I've not really done much. Yeah, I've not done anything in the studio, not music wise. So there's not really much to report. It's been quite cold there as well.
It's going to pump your audio up a
So-
bit, Daren. From my end.
You're going to pump my.
Yeah, just pumping it up a bit.
About
Yeah.
the same as it was before.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah. So other than that, that's probably my week. That's quick and easy for you on the seventh birthday.
Wow. Well, tell us, before you disappear, tell us a little bit of, think back over the last 7 years. Was there a favourite thing that you liked about being on the show? One tiny little favourite thing.
There's a few moments, weren't there? When Rave popped on a few times.
Oh, that was hilarious.
There was some funny moments on there. So I'd probably put them down as some really funny moments. I mean, we've always had laughs at some point on at least one show. But yeah, I'd probably
Absolutely.
say that.
Definitely. Well done, mate. Well, that was a good one. We'll see if we can dig that up. We'll have to get someone.
And going through the lockdown, that seemed to was quite interesting as well.
Well, yeah, we kind of started before the lockdown, and then we carried through,
Yeah.
didn't we? Yeah, it kept us
Yeah, so
kept
it
us
was quite
sane.
interesting doing the show. Yeah,
Hmm.
So
That was a good one.
interesting.
Brilliant. All right, we're going to head across the other side of the world and say good day to Andy, who's stayed up late. He hasn't even gone to sleep.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a nap. It doesn't really count that much, so it happens. But hey, it's worth it for this, right? I'll sacrifice sleep for this show.
Yay. Insomnia for the show.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the week fairly non-eventful. but I did manage to squeak out a hardware jam, which was fun. In fact, Wagyu actually won this week's hardware jams. I was on the podium at least, which is kind
Jeez,
of
he's
fun.
on fire,
Nice to
isn't
be
he,
on
this
there.
week? Hey?
But yeah, Wagyu's he made a really nice, beautiful jam, FM stuff.
Good job.
We all kind of used FM, yeah, it was fun. I did a couple little nature videos on my channel just to kill some time when I'm going for walks. So if you guys like that, I'm probably going to move a bunch of those to another channel because people kind of look at the music channel and go, "What the hell's science shit doing on this music channel?" So I'll probably have to move some more of the nature stuff off to another channel one of these days. But other than that, yeah, 7 years, congratulations, and probably two favorite things off the top of my head that I can think of is when you pissed off the French guy. That was awesome. That will always be one of my favorite moments because we talked about it for weeks. And the other
crumpets.
thing was when it, yeah, exactly. And we did the iPad show with all the iPad.
Yeah, I
apps.
love that show. That was a great show. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Cool.
we should do another one sometime.
Oh, absolutely. We're well overdue for that. Yeah. No, and that was all.
So cheers.
That was all you, mate. Yeah. Cheers, mate. That was all you. Thanks, Andy. Heading back on the other side, down the road though, from Daren, we're going to say, and also welcome back to Ian, who's been away for a week.
I have.
Yeah, welcome back.
So starting with last weekend, where I was at Synth Southwest in that there Dawlish in Devon, which was a really good day. It was a really good weekend actually. Apart from the only downside was where I stayed. I stayed in a rather grotty pub, which was incredibly noisy till like 1 o'clock in the morning. But I mean, and the room was cheap. That was the positive. The room was probably the worst room I think I've ever stayed in.
Wow.
It had the smell of dogs.
Oh,
say that.
God.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
a dog-friendly
apparently
hotel.
Yeah, it's a dog-friendly pub, or not even a hotel. Dog-friendly
Must have been where
hotel,
Kent was holding.
and it had that sort of not a wet dog smell, but a dog smell. So it was, but that was the only negative. The whole weekend was fantastic. Played my set mid-morning. Played a new piece, which will be not all of it, but half of it will be out on Monday's video. I stupidly took my camera and then forgot to video it, so it's audio and some visuals. But we had a Sinner's Music stall there. We were selling the vinyl effects CDs, which did really quite well. I did Wagyu, which I know Wagyu wasn't there, but we have a Jelly Wrestler fridge magnet now that you can buy from our Bandcamp. I haven't got one in here actually. I'd show you one, but anyway, just for Wagyu, and I believe it was mentioned by Robbie on Friday night. But the whole weekend was superb, really. And then I went and I had lunch with my my father-in-law, who lives half an hour away just outside of Exeter, and then went home. Rest of the week, spent some time working on not converting, but transferring Ranzee's albums to Synner's Music, and so thanks for that, Ranz.
No worries.
All been well. First of next month. I didn't realise we've gone for the 1st of April, which could be an April Fool,
yeah,
but it isn't. I mean, the only reason that I went for the 1st, well, I needed a couple of days before it technically expires on DistroKid on the 3rd, so that's why I went for the 1st. Nothing to do with the fact it's April Fool's Day, but so that's all. Should all go okay for next week, and then I started looking at the next time I'm playing. It's going to be end of April at the Wells Emom. So I got the Terror out again. I'm doing the Terror with the Cosmos, and I'm thinking that's the way I'm going to go for that. Just starting to mess around with stuff, really. And I've got back into the circuit this week. I haven't touched the circuit for months.
Wow.
So I was enjoying messing around with that as well. So doing bits of productive stuff. Oh, and I sent you finally. How many months late is this? I sent you your remix, didn't I?
You did, and I listened to it too.
So I'll wait for notes.
Hooray.
But no, it's been a good week, really.
Yeah.
I've had fun.
We'll talk about that in a minute, though. Beautiful.
Okay, mate.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a massive week you've had.
Yeah, it is actually.
I'm thinking that Chris is like worried because are you going to be able to beat that, Chris?
I can't beat when someone, the absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Oh,
Can't beat that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, of course. So my week, yes, been a bit up and down. A couple more health issues for my mother this week, but she's good now. She's good today. She was good yesterday, which was important because we finally had my birthday celebration last night. So the greatest thing about that, apart from getting presents, which I will show you some of those in a moment, my sister baked me a lovely chocolate tart.
Wow,
Which
that's great.
I'm putting on the screen now, just to make everyone jealous.
Nice.
Chocolate tart.
we so need to do a cooking segment on this show.
That's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to add my little section to the. Of course, it will involve me telling other people making recipes, not me, because I can't really cook.
Did you enjoy your tart?
A little bit. I did enjoy my tarts. I always enjoy my tarts.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of raspberry with them and some lashings of cream. For my birthday, relating to music, I got some things. I got one of these. Good old CME Witty Host. Yes. Okay, so you can probably see where this is going. And I got one of those to go with it. And yes, you've seen me get one of those before. This is another one for the additional. So that'll be, I think that might be the protein. One might be the S1. I don't know. Now that I've got this fella, which is for solving problems in your Windows computers where they don't allow you to have multiple WIDI ports, this now does it. So that's going to be good there. But the most important thing I got was one of these.
Oh wow.
So it goes with another one that's just like it that I still haven't spent from Christmas. And it just so happens, I think there may have been something released this week that I'm probably going to have to buy. So that will pretty much explain where I am. But I have to admit, an update for Australian viewers. The item in question, which we will talk about later, 7 to 14 days of what our local music store is saying, and I saw one appear briefly in Victoria and then disappear. So who knows?
Oh, there's
what
some
that
in
was.
Australia. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure there are.
There was a beta tester in
Anyway,
Australia.
I would make sense.
Yeah, there was. No, the guy.
Yep. Other than that, been looking at videos of, the memes will pretty much explain what I've been doing, although not quite as bad as the memes, but no. Haven't had a chance to do stuff on the protein this week. Been doing lots of programming, getting some progress this week, which has really been good fun. And something was released, which we are also showing on the show, which ties in rather nicely to something I've been doing. It's kind of inspired me to do something, do a little bit of thinking, and we'll talk more about that later when the actual item comes up in the news. Back to you, Rance.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. All right, we'll literally go back to me. Hey, hi. Yes, well, thank you everyone for the, like I said, 7th birthday wishes. It was good for the show to click on over another year. The week has been busy for me. I've been thinking about a few sort of things to do to the show, and a bit of music stuff as well, so keeping busy there. Obviously it was awesome to hand over all the entire album collection to Sinners Music. So if you guys have got your stuff and you're sitting on it and you think maybe I should chuck it up on some sort of commercial release, give old Ian a bit of a plug and see if he can look after you, because he does a good job. So it was a long time covering anyway. So that was good. The Utopia remix stuff that's coming together, we've got 3 submissions now, plus my own, so that's 4 altogether. So we are waiting on a couple more, and then it'll be probably out soon. So look out for news about the Utopia remix. It won't be called that. It'll be called something else, but I'm not going to tell you what it's called until we release it. So there's that. And yeah, that's my week. And we're going to say g'day now to the chatties, and they're going to tell us all about their week. No, they're not. We're just going to say g'day. Half God, half beast. He's number one because he told me in chat. Good on, mate. Good on you, Bicky. Droigan says good day. James says good day to everyone. Patsy Brady says hi all. Good on you guys. And he said happy birthday to the show. Well done, mate. And so did the other guys, by the way. Now, where are we? Thomas, good on you, mate. Happy merry birthday, Ranzee's team. Good job. What else we got? We've got JP Page Drew saying good morning all. Well done for you there, mate. Hope you're having a good morning. Matt Brown says happy birthday, Ranzee. Well, not my birthday, but the show. Yep, absolutely. My birthday's in September. Right. Andrew Longhurst says watch ya all. Got to get on with the lingo from that part of the world, Andrew. Not quite up with it, but you English people. Zastruga says hi all. We've got who else? Scrolling down. Don't forget little patch cable bots in there, and he does give you a couple of links every now and then. One of them you should check out. It's the TTS link. If you see it and it comes up, it's the TTS. I might pin it in the chat. Text to speech. You can actually put a little donation through. It goes straight through PayPal to me. It only takes a 3% cut, which is brilliant because YouTube take a 30% cut, and I think that's kind of a little bit bloated. So do check out that when you see it pop in the chat, and then you can have a little sort of voiceover animated thing to wish the show a happy birthday or give it another 7 years more or whatever you want to do. Who else do we got? I saw more people joining, didn't I? They were all chatting. Jack's in there. Big g'day to Jack. He's one of the locals here. Good on you, mate. Nice of you to join us. Sean's there, the breathalyzer. Big hello to you, matey. We've got Despair Quietly Please saying hello. We've got Dave there saying hey everyone. We've got Babs there saying hi. And who else? We've got, I think I've missed a few because it scrolled on me as it always does. But if I did, you can always throw your synth at the screen and have a little tantrum if you like, because we enjoy that. Make sure you do photos and send them in to our socials. If you do break your synth, we enjoy. No, we don't. Don't break your synth. Path Lake says hello. There you go. I've got a few more. Right. Okay. We're going to get stuck into the show. We're going to start off with Synth Quizzy time because I know you guys like this segment. So, because you tell me, are we ready? We are.
That's good.
Here we go. Here we go, synth quiz time. Now, if I remember rightly, I have got the previous stuff sitting in there, and I'm going to have to clear the synth quiz. So let's do that. I forgot to do that, guys. So let me just go to my synth quiz notes, and I go clear quiz. That's what I do. Clear quiz, and we've got that cleared, and that should give it a second. There we go. That should clear the quiz. No, it didn't clear the quiz. Okay. It did? It didn't. I don't know if it's done it or not.
It changed it.
So
probably-
There we go. Yes, just taking a little while.
Okay.
All right, now we can officially start quiz. Okay. All right, we've started the quiz.
Calls later.
Patch Cable Bot has said the VCOs are warm. 3 clues are incoming. The quiz is open. There we go.
I think Patch Cable Bot needs a better name. I think we need to rename him.
Okay.
Sorry.
PCB, yeah.
All right. I did some research, and that was the number one recommendation. Anyway, we are going to start with the first clue, and the first clue is unvoiced.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Yes. Now, don't forget, last week we had visual clues. This week we've got text clues, so we can change it up. And I think that keeps it very spicy. It's like a relationship, you've got to have a bit of spice in your relationship. Now,
Careful.
if you want to, the Patchbot tells you how to actually enter the quiz. Just remember, you only get one chance of doing this. So if you type in ! Synth Quiz space and put your guess in, it will register it with the quiz bot or the patch cable bot. Get the name right in a second. Or maybe we won't for the next 6 years. I don't know. And that will register it. It logs it in and you are ready to rock and roll. So don't forget, there's 3 clues. You've just had one. And maybe we might do another one in 5 minutes. Maybe we might do one in half an hour. I don't know. I really don't. This is how we roll here. We roll with absolute chaos. That's how we roll. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Hey, Daren.
This is what I missed last week.
That'll-
This is really what I missed last
Rolling
week.
the deep.
The foundations of this show started with absolute chaos, didn't it, Daren? And we had nowhere else to go but to just maintain that. So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the lucky they're actually getting, us all talking and pictures
Yeah.
sort of in
Jeez.
sync.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you notice that Droigan's actually put his guess in already, and if I put this down the bottom, it should actually show Droigan's guess. Look at that. So, isn't that clever, eh? A bit of Python code happening already. Don't waste your guesses yet, people, because you haven't got all the clues. All right. I like where he's heading, though. I like where he's heading. I don't know if it's the right answer, but I still like where he's heading. And in fact, you know where we're heading? We're heading into meme land, where funny things and stranger things may happen. Now, it's going to be a bit of an NPC sample theme today.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. You've got the sample watch. There's the sample watch, guys. Rush out and buy that.
Yep.
Because, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep. Now, keep paying attention. Here we go. The next one is the Akai MPC Midget. This one's the Keyring edition.
That will happen. Guarantee it.
That's the actual desktop edition. Then
Fits
we've
inside
got,
a Tupperware container, does it? Okay.
after watching all of the NPC sample videos, this is how I look.
Don't try. Don't watch all of them.
We'll call that Mona sample. And then we've got happy 108th birthday to Roger Lynn. Oh my God, this is so bad. Designer of the Atari MPC 60.
Oh no.
That wasn't very nice.
Roger's a lovely man, and he's not 108.
Yeah. Synthesizer jerk, you are not nice. I don't know who Sir Ronald Bont III is. Anyway.
Well, he is called synthesizer jerk, so you kind of expect something like that.
You
right?
do, yeah. These are screenshots, guys. The opinions of these people are not necessarily the opinions of mine. Right, and the last one is perfection. I need a sampler. I set a real sampler, and then there's perfection. I made that a little bit bigger for you guys because I feel like you can't see. It's
a
not
bit
the
vague.
best. It's not the best. I know, guys. Calm down. There we go. It's bigger. See, it says perfection.
It does.
Yeah. Andy, you all over that, aren't you? You know about that one. Andy's scratching his head.
Yeah, I don't remember that the one at the bottom. I know the one, the Casio one in the middle. That one's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Well, he was like slapping the Casio. Anyway, it made this. Okay, meme of the week bot. Let's go in chat. Here we go. NPC watch is 0. NPC midget is 1. NPC midget keyring is 2. I know that's around the wrong way, but that's just how I entered it. So kill me. Mona samples is 3. NPC 60 is 4. And perfection is 5. So let's see. Does chatbot? Yeah, chatbot's chucked it in there. Look at that. So get your votes in. Now, so far I've got 1 vote. It's cruising at the moment. Look at that. 2 votes. There we go.
It's got to be that one. Easy.
Try again, Steve. Chris head.
I can sneak a little sip of my drink in.
You need the I vote, mate.
Very easy.
Exclamation mark.
I
vote.
vote. It's an
Follow
exclamation
what?
vote.
Follow what everyone else is doing, and it's usually a pretty good clue why they're typing all these extra bits of letters and
67.
numbers and stuff. 6, 7. Oh, we're going to do the 6, 7 joke, Jack, aren't we?
No.
All right, how many votes we got? 3 plus 4 plus 1 is 8. We're going to wait for 2 more. Here we go. Oh, 1 more. Yep, we got enough. All right. And I'm about to stop it. We got 10 votes. That's good enough for me, good enough for Australia, and good enough for the sample. Remember that? We talked about that. Here we go. The winner is, and you're going to be surprised because it's not the one you think. The winner is Mona Samples with 5 votes.
What?
Yes.
I'm
Who did you vote
Well,
for, Chris?
people are sick of watching the videos. It makes sense.
Yeah. They related, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
It was only by 1 vote it won. The NPC Watch was the second place. So if you voted for NPC Watch, don't feel bad. You were only 1 off.
Watch this.
Sean's like,
Remember that
called
synth
it.
watch the guy made that never came out? It was almost released, and then they shelved it. The little
Yeah.
synth watch with a keyboard on it.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah, the old watch. Well, speaking of watches, well done, guys, for voting. You did well. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Well done. Here we go. News time. And of course, this is now finally released. We've already done a show on this. It's like second suck of the South. In fact, I actually think this gets the award of second suck of the South. Akai will probably not agree, but I think they just secretly they snuck it out there somewhere and told someone, "Hey, accidentally publish that on your website. Why don't you?" I think it was eBay. Anyway, the NPC sample is with us, people. If you haven't been watching and paying attention, well, it's good that you're here because I'm going to help you understand what this is all about. And I'll be a little bit disappointed that you didn't watch the previous show a few weeks ago. Episode 334, if you're wondering, where we talked about it as a leak. Anyway, it's not a leak anymore. We've plugged that. We've got the plumbers out, and it's real. Is this, Chris, the future of beat making? Is it? I ask. And I think Ian and I and Daren also, we're all Akai owners of some degree.
I'm a Force user, but not the NPC. I have an NPC 500, so.
Oh, Andy's got a Force too. Cool. Anyway, 40 years it's been since the NPC was released, producing different types of samples and generating hip-hop beats, electronic music. So that's a long time, 40 years. So the Akai NPC sample has basically come out from Akai as a sort of cut down, and we'll call it feature packed in a small package version of an NPC. And
High
it's a
value.
if you want to call it a compact powerhouse, I wouldn't say that's a bad name. I think that's pretty good. That's what marketing people call it. Anyway, it's standalone. It's battery operated, obviously. It's a groove box. It has a whole bunch of features that we're going to go through, trust me. And it isn't just a smaller NPC, they're saying. It's a refined version of their classic workflow. So what they're saying is, I want you to take this out to the park, Daren, on the park bench. I want you to take this on the plane.
Compatible.
Take it backstage. Take it on the train. Sit it on your lap on the lounge. Wherever you are, right? You can sample, sequence, and finish your tracks using this. What is that noise? Who's making that noise?
It's not me.
Naughty. Stop it. Daren, it's you. Anyway, there is a 16...
It might be a cat purring.
There's a 16 RGB velocity sensitive pads there you've got in the middle. You've got a built-in speaker on the top right. I'll just move Ian out of the way so you can have a quick look at the speaker on the top right. Underneath the word sample, there it is. And you've got an internal microphone. It's got 5 hours of battery life, and it is truly self-controlled and contained creative tool. It really is. It's got a nice little wrist rest down the bottom. If you're wondering what that grey thing is down the bottom that goes across, that's a nice little spongy wrist rest for you, so you don't get sore wrists. Let's not do jokes about that. Record via internal mic. You've got a stereo 1/4 inch TRS input directly from your phone via USB-C as well. You've got high resolution 2.4 inch color LCD for precise waveform editing and sampling chopping. You've got 32 voice polyphony in with disk streaming, and 2 gigabytes of RAM on this. You've got 4 internal effects processors with over 60 different effect types, including retro color, which is a master compressor. And I guarantee you that retro color thing is built around making this thing sound like a 40-year-old MPC. Standalone portability, as we mentioned before, USB-C, audio MIDI, MIDI in and out with the 3.5mm TRS connectors. You've got sync out. You've got a micro SD slot for expandable storage. And then you've got 8 gigabytes internal on top of that. So let's get to the price, and then we're going to watch a video. Price around the world, starting with the US. These are MSRP, I think. $399 in the US. €399, I believe. And £349, I believe. And in Australia, because Anthony Albanese is a dickhead, it's $6.99. There's your answer for that. Right. You can tell I love him. Okay, so let's get the video up. Don't ask me about fuel prices here at all. Right. Here we go. Sorry, Ian. You've got to disappear for a sec.
Right, don't worry. Yeah, it's fine.
Actually, I might move you down the bottom right-hand corner a sec. Anyway, let's watch the first couple of minutes of this, and then we'll come back and chat.
Wow, look at him get down.
Hi there, I'm Andy Mack from Akai Pro, and I'd like to welcome you to this overview of the brand new MPC sample. This is our latest and most compact MPC ever designed for on-the-go sampling, beat making, and music production. Inspired by 4 decades of hit records and innovation, bringing legendary sampling, sequencing, and creative effects into the modern era. MPC Sample runs completely standalone with no computer required, running on 2 gigabytes of RAM and 8 gigabytes of internal storage for all of your samples and projects. With a built-in rechargeable battery, which delivers up to 5 hours of performance. Also features a dedicated speaker, a built-in microphone for audio recording and sampling, and a color screen which provides you with all of your visual parameter feedback. On the rear panel, MPC Sample features a 1/8 headphone output, external clock sync, MIDI in and out for connecting external MIDI devices, 1/4 inch audio inputs and outputs with gain control, USB-C for USB audio and MIDI, and for connecting your smart devices for sampling or triggering your iOS apps. You also have a micro SD card slot which allows you to save, import, and export your projects and samples. You can also connect MPC Sample to your computer via its USB-C connector for instant file transfer. When it comes to sound, MPC Sample features over 1,600 samples and over 100 professionally created kits that's going to give you instant inspiration, covering multiple genres with everything from lo-fi, hip-hop to electronic production. At the heart of MPC Sample are the 16 iconic pressure and velocity sensitive pads with RGB feedback. Simply hit the pads and start creating your ideas. You also have up to 8 pad banks, which means that you can load up to 128 samples across the pads. Next to the pads, we have our legacy fader. This allows us to quickly adjust the sound of our samples per pad. I simply hit a pad and I can change the level instantly. If we hold down Shift and hit fader, we now have access to different parameters that we can assign to the fader. Here we have everything from volume, pan, tuning, to our filters and our attack, and we can also change the entire volume of the kit using the fader. Next to this we have our classic note repeat, where we can hold down a pad and it will follow the time division. MPC Sample features the iconic sequencer workflow, which allows you to capture and record your ideas in seconds just by hitting the record button. The sequencer lets you record and overdub all of your ideas, and you can also add MPC swing and quantize all in real time, adding a whole new groove to your beat.
All right, we're going to leave it there because I feel like we could watch the rest of that video and just, grab a cup of coffee. It's actually, Andy does a great job. You have to admit, he's one of my favourites.
Can I just say one thing about Andy? Have you, whenever you watch him do a video, he always just uses 2 fingers. Now, clearly, he can do more than that, but he sort of proves that you can do everything with just a finger from each hand.
Probably how he types on the keyboard, mate.
Really.
No,
so
2-finger typer.
I've seen him do other stuff, but he can.
Now, before we get into your comments, guys, the first thing I want to mention to you, I didn't mention this in the little summary I did before. It's a 44.1K processing sampling frequency, so that's CD quality with a 32-bit float, which is good. And then you can import 24-bit or 16-bit. You can import 44.1, 48, 96K. But it does record 24-bit at 44.1. Okay, so that's important to remember. Maximum sampling time is 20 minutes. Just remember this thing is a cut back version, so it's not going to be anything as powerful as an MPC Live or XL, definitely. But that is pretty insane. Like, if we're comparing this to, maybe its major competitor would probably be the Roland type product, right? The SP404 would probably be its. Maybe.
Not the S1, the SP404.
SP404. Yep. I mean, there's going to be some other competitors. Don't forget, those products are quite old, so there's going to be other competitors out there. But that's pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. You guys tell us your thoughts now that it's official.
I think it's great. I mean, first thing I will say is I don't think they're all sold out here in the UK. I've just been looking. Anderton's, everywhere else has got they're back to pre-order for May. So, although there is a dickhead who's selling one unboxed on eBay for 720 quid.
Yeah, let's not do that, eh?
Yeah, let's not do that. I think it's great. I'm not going to buy it, I'll be honest with you, because I've got the Live 3 here, but I tell you, if I had it's so sort of small and portable. I'm not saying that the MPC Live 3 isn't the smallest thing on the planet, but this is really I love it. I think it's great. And apparently you can start working your stuff up there and then transfer it to the Live 3. So, maybe in the future, if I had some disposable income, but I think it's great.
Yeah, this is
Great
perfect
size.
On the go thing. Competition for SP404.
Absolutely.
And probably even the 1010 Music Bento. Slightly, I know it's slightly different, but it's got a very,
It'll be easier than the 404. I never had the 404. I had the 303.
And the sample track, which is a pain in the ass to use. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And more expensive.
Yeah,
This kicks the sample track. This really does.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 339 quid here. Absolutely brilliant bargain.
I mean, I'm actually thinking about, Ian, selling my sample track, and it'll probably give me enough change to justify buying one of these. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if I had the spare cash, I'd buy one. I mean, I've got so many little boxes around anyway. That's why I was back on the circuit this week.
Yeah.
It's a small box.
Yeah. It won't be something I'd buy for the studio, because you can do all this obviously in the studio, but for taking out and about, like Ian says, his MPC3 is great, but it is big. But if you just want to pop this in your backpack and and pop off when you're on holiday, even just to mess about, this is perfect. And it's great looking.
Mm-hmm.
It's very. I must admit, very teenage engineering looking, but it's all right. It's decent. Like I say, I can see Roland now having to come back with something SP45 or something
for $400 you get pressure pads as well, which is pretty awesome, right? Most things just do velocity, so I think that's really nice.
Mm-hmm. It's got a bit of a, I don't know. I was looking at when they were panning across the back, and you're looking at the plastic molding and all the connectors across the back. It is like built to a cost, obviously. This thing.
Well, it's got the same colour as the old Akai S900, isn't it? I'm just looking at the
it's the retro. They love that colour, don't they? That grey.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it goes with that. So yeah.
I mean, what sort of there's definitely a vibe about it. Something else. I kind of feel like it's definitely got an 80s vibe about it. But I'm trying to think what it was. Whether it's like maybe a Sony vibe. I'm trying to sort of put my finger on it.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a hi-fi feel, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of like, the sort of how the really advanced tape decks got at one stage. It's kind of got a... Because, of course, Akai did tape decks.
They did, yeah. It could have been even an Akai. Yeah.
But the colors are very close to the MPC 60, right? So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, obviously,
yeah.
That's the reference,
Yeah.
Yep. The little baby, yeah. Yeah. So, Chris, what about you? Are you all over this or TBA?
Yeah. No, this is very close to a shut up and take my money situation for me. which may be partially because this is brain candy or eye candy, brain candy. I don't know what it is, but it just starts my brain firing, and I instantly reach for my wallet. So yeah, it's the only thing that's kind of making me kind of pause is the whole sort of lack of tracks and lack of projects.
Okay.
Lack of projects one doesn't bother me so much because that's very similar to the tracker.
Yep.
The lack of tracks thing is I'm still not kind of convinced on. I'm sort of a little bit concerned about that. So in the time between reaching for my wallet and pulling out my card, there may be some thinking going on as to whether I really want to go down this route. But I'm very much leaning towards it. It's just banging my neurons for some reason.
I mean, if you think back to something like the SB1200, it does a lot more than that does, and people did a lot with the 1200. So, I mean, people complain about its limitations, but it's.
We've seen quite a few samplers, so the fact that this something about this one's going, oh, this feels right for me, and it's getting me kind of excited. I think that's usually a sign that it must be the right fit. So we will see. But
I like the fact that the fader's context sensitive, so if you do hit a pad and want to change the volume, you don't have to go menu diving for that. That's really quick.
That's the other thing, of course, is it's the old newness factor, but we are now quite a saturated mini sampler market, and I think we're starting to get to the finer point of user interface tweaking and user experience tweaking. We might be sort of at peak mini sampler. I don't know, maybe big call. Depends what happens with the oil. Maybe all the CPUs will go sky high, and we'll have to throw all of our synths away and use sticks and didgeridoos. Who knows? But at the moment, I'm going to party like it's 1999, and I'm probably going to get one of these.
Fair enough.
You have to get one for the park
I've
bench.
got something else on the list.
That's going in a short.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
One thing I should probably point out to you guys, if you do get the live or the XL MPC, and you're thinking to yourself, what's the difference between this and those? There is definitely a step up in audio quality across the board. So the connectors, the DACs, everything that they've got in everything is all just a step up. It's like going from sort of basic to semi-professional in a heartbeat, really. And it's actually not a massive increase in price. I feel like I think that they've done this on purpose. I feel like if you're going to be first MPC, you buy an MPC sample, and then you get bored with the lack of features, and you keep seeing videos on people with MPC Live 3s, then it's an easy upgrade. You know,
that might be what happens with me, to be honest. Because as I said, I have been, before this existed, I was sort of like, I kind of do, but I'm not sure if I want to commit the money and everything, and you know. Whereas this is very much going to be a gateway thing, isn't it? Because once you've done one, it's like, okay, that's it. I've sold, made my decision on getting the bigger one. You know.
Yeah. So Ian's can do 96K, and and it can do 48 as well. So you can actually change it from 44.1 to 48 to 96. He's got all the options to do all three, and then on top of that, he's got way better frequency responses on all the inputs and outputs. This is what I'm saying. So the hardware gear that's processing audio in the Live 3 and the XL is far, far, far superior. So
But his isn't park bench compatible, is it?
His is pipe bench compatible. It's battery. Yeah,
yeah,
completely
yeah.
battery
Battery.
powered.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Same as mine. My old MPC Live here, the version 1. 100% park bench
What's the price
compatible.
difference?
Oh, it's
Oh, Lord,
considerable.
It's 1600.
Yeah, 1600.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're going up, you know. But it is, you know, I feel like the next product that Akai will bring out as a version 2 will be the MPC 1. They've already got an MPC 1 Plus, but there'll probably be an
Due, aren't
MPC
they?
1, 2 or something. I don't know what. Yeah, true.
They have a gold one also, a gold MPC one.
1.5.
There's a little void. There's a void between this and the MPC Live. That's where the void is. So they need to cater for that. So there you go. All right. Well, you know, whether you're spending $399 or $1,600, that's an MPC out there for you now. They've covered a lot of market. Definitely.
Blanketing.
Yeah. Ian, I think I spent about half the price of my original MPC Live 1. I think it was about half the price that you paid for yours. So they actually have gone up quite a bit in price. And for a good reason too. They've got much better gear in them. Much better gear.
Yeah,
So it's
and
not like-
I mean, obviously, I had to buy there's things on top of that. I had to buy an external hard drive for it
Yeah.
to put inside it. You can use SD cards, but it's so much better. And there's not a lot of space inside it, in the actual, once you start making stuff, you do need an external drive. And then you're having to buy some of the extra synths and plugins.
Packs.
Yeah. You don't have to though.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes with a
You
heap.
don't have to. I mean, you
Yeah.
just come with it. I mean, I did buy the Model D and the Juno 106 ones. Cause I mean, I've got, but they always do deals. So if you're going to buy one, wait for a
They
deal.
got one right now.
Yeah, they have actually.
They got a 50% off sale right now.
Yeah.
Yep. And they do it probably a couple of times a year. So it's not, if you think I need this today, just wait a couple of months, you'll get a deal.
How about the stream to disc thing too? I mean, the Force had to wait like 3 years to get that feature, so they have it
Yeah.
right out the gate.
Yeah. It's frustrating too, Andy, because they could have done it 2-3 years ago.
Oh, could have done all that stuff right
Yeah.
away. They just,
I don't know why they held off on it. There was some plans on a product, and they just went, stuff it, we'll just give it to them. I don't know.
You know what happened? There was a price drop, and then just after the price went back up, then they released all that stuff. So I
Yeah.
think they did that on purpose.
I mean, the MPC Live 3's come down a bit here in the UK. It's come down a couple of £100. It's 13. Best one I can buy new now is $13.89.
There you go.
So it was $600 when I bought it, and that's always the case though. You buy it on day one, you're going to be paying more. If you
Well,
wait 3 to 6
I bought mine
months.
on day one, my MPC Live, and I don't regret for a second, because I've had it.
No, I don't.
I've had it since day one. I've been learning it. I've been,
I don't
you're
regret this actually.
exactly. You're at the start of at the start.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, Ian, is you won't have to pay for pretty much anything for that now for years, because they'll just give you free updates. If they're going by anything they've done in the last 10 years or something, It's all been free updates. Firmware updates are free. It's fantastic. Some of the firmware updates are like getting a completely new synthesizer.
Yeah,
It's
they
awesome.
did one fairly recently. A few weeks ago. 3.7. Yeah, they did. There was an update. Which I installed.
Also, don't forget, if you're in their store, they always have some free packs. You don't always have to buy everything.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The nice
All right.
thing is, I switched it on one day, and it went. It instantly said, "There's an upgrade available. Do you want to do it now?"
Yep.
You know, you don't have to go searching for your upgrade.
But I would
As long
be
as you've got
cautious about
Wi-Fi.
that. With certain things, they may not vet the updates that well. So we might brick it or do something weird.
Nah, I've never ever had a problem. Never had a problem.
The bleeding
Sure.
edge updates? Are you really? Okay.
You don't actually get. Well, there was one beta that I put on. I put the beta 3 on my MPC Live, and they did say you're running a risk. You know, do you want to do it? And I went, yeah, of course, I want to do it. So you have to subscribe to the beta support. But any actual official update, never had a problem, ever. Yep. There's people that beta test this stuff. There's heaps of beta testers out there, and so they'll know pretty much straight away within a few weeks if there's problems with their product. Right. Anyway, I'm going to move on because
Yeah, I was just going to say the only thing I think it's missing is a deck saver for it. There's no deck saver available yet.
that guy will be all over it.
That's
He's
not
from the UK, and that guy.
Yeah, that's not
Down
so
here,
archive for
we'll
it.
be happy when it's actually physically available, let alone having
Yeah.
access.
Actually, Chris, it's not too bad. Akai are not too bad at getting product to Australia, so they're one of the better ones.
Yeah,
Roland,
that's what
Akai,
I thought.
Korg are
Yeah,
pretty good.
that's what I'm hoping. And hopefully within decent numbers. Although
As long as it doesn't have
sometimes
to
it
go
gets
through the
siphoned
Strait
off.
of Hormuz, we are good. Hey?
Yeah.
I've got my NPC. Oh no, you'll go through. You'll go through. It's fine.
It does call to prayer is the first pad.
Just put a big Akai on the side of the ship. They put it through. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one has diplomatic immunity. Okay, we are going to go on to the next product. Well, the next product isn't really a product, actually. It is a interesting thing that I want to share with you guys because I feel excited about it. And when I get excited, I'm thinking, these guys need to know about this. No, you are not seeing an old product in front of you. You actually are seeing the Mutable Instruments marbles. You guys would remember this is a Eurorack module that came out quite some time ago.
Yeah.
But the news is there's actually a firmware, not a firmware update, but a new firmware that you can get for this. And it's actually pretty cool.
But third party, right? Because Emily's done, right?
It's third party, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get my notes on this because I need to get it up. This one's a little bit more technical. There is a video we can watch. We'll get onto that in a sec. Right.
Yeah, marbles is one I've been meaning to get. I'll probably get one of the knockoff, little small, skinny knockoffs.
Yeah. So this is called the Truchettes or Truchets. Marbles Truchet. It's built on the Marble firmware 1.3, and what it does is it adds a bit to the side. It actually doesn't take away the 1.3 functionality on the firmware. It adds a little T-side mode while keeping the original Marbles functionality completely intact. So Daren, I know you've got a Marbles. I've got a Marbles. And if you do update,
I have, yes.
If you do update your firmware to the Truchet, you'll not lose any functionality, but you'll gain this new T mode. And the T mode, you basically long press while on the drum mode, which is the solid red up the top left, and it goes into this thing called grids mode, which blinks red. You'll see a video on this in a sec. And basically, this thing acts like a drum trigger sort of grids system, which is
a grids
really, really
module.
cool. Yeah. And
That's
you
cool.
get, so now you've got marbles doing grids without needing another module. Right?
Cool.
Not quite exactly, but pretty much. So what will end up happening is you've got T1 as kick trigger, T2 as hat trigger, T3 snare trigger. Y is your accent output. So you guys seeing where T1, T2, right? You can see it across the bottom,
along
right?
the bottom. Yep.
across the
7
bottom.
outputs.
Yep. And then Y is your accent output, and then X1, X2, and X3 are random voltages. Now, X1, X2, and X3 are following the standard of the same Marbles firmware 1.3 behavior. So all the X controls are still functional like the original firmware, and X2 itself, though, follows the hi-hat pattern instead of the master tempo source. So this gives you a kind of cool little thing to play with, right?
Cool.
Little drum machine in a way, okay? Without any sounds, of course. Get your own sounds. Stop being greedy. Standard controls are the loop shift is your rate knob. The density drift is your deja vu knob. You've got, sorry, what am I saying? The deja vu knob to the left is your loop shift. The deja vu knob to your right is the density shift. The hi-hat is the rate knob. The kick is your bias knob, and the snare is your jitter knob. So it's all on the left-hand side, okay? And then on the deja vu, on the T side, you can actually tap to toggle the loop lock on or off. And there's a bunch of other kind of little sort of features on here. And it does talk about what it does in the X side of the layer, which obviously is the standard Marbles functionality. So I don't need to go into that because that's pretty much what you would expect. Now, to get this firmware, you just need to follow the link in my article, which appears at 6 p.m. UTC time, and you can probably Google it and get it now if you want. It's on the GitHub release. It's a little WAV file that you play into your Marbles, and put it into firmware update mode, play it in, it records the WAV file and updates the firmware that way. Now let's have a look what we've got. This guy, Cinematic Laboratory, don't know who he is, but I'm going to steal a bit of his video. If he gets angry, I know a Frenchman. Right, okay.
Exactly.
Here we go.
I think I've seen this guy's stuff before. Yeah, sounds familiar.
It is an open source firmware, so you should be happy with showing this.
That's the firmware, by the way.
Yep, the noise.
Yeah. Very nerdy.
Sounds like guy's being smacked for percussion.
At least it's not dogs and
boxing.
cats.
It's a boxing perk.
Oh, it's a rampage.
That's cool. I love grids. Grids is a lot of fun.
Just
Going for a Phil Collins beat.
Anyway, it's definitely percussive, right, in its design. And the thing is, if you've already got a Marbles, or you've got a Marbles clone, there's now Behringer versions of Marbles out there. I've got an actual real Marbles sitting over here, and I'm actually dying to put this firmware on. I actually haven't. I was going to try and see if I could get it done for the show, but then because we've got the 7th birthday, it's just a bit too much for one show. So maybe I might be able to get it done for next week. You guys can have a look at it. Look, it's not, to me, it's not like, wow, look at all this cool stuff it can do. It's just basically adding like a grids system to it which can fire off a bunch of drum percussive sounds. You actually don't even need to fire off drum sounds. You could fire off synth stabs or plucky sounds or anything, really, if you want to. It doesn't have to be drums.
Down, you can do ambient stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing about marbles. It's generative sequencer, really. It's a control voltage generative sequencer that runs on some sort of, algorithmic generative randomization and stuff like that.
Right. I was just reading up on grids because I was going to ask you to explain it, but I read it pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's pretty
'cause I
basic.
wasn't familiar with it, but yeah, it's basically taking a couple of different patterns that have been curated and then putting the similar ones near each other, and then on top of that adding some really smart tools to vary them, so you end up with a lot of different variation by doing it that way. It's always a clever way to do it. Have cloud points, and then have points between those clouds. Smart.
That's it. Yeah. So who's excited about that? Who's got a marbles? I know Daren and I do. Andy, you got a marbles clone, don't you?
I will get one. I've always had it on my list.
Okay.
Got to find space now. I'm out of space.
Right. I mean, you start doing what I do, just pulling modules out.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also money too.
Chuck them in the drawer. Yeah, money. Yeah. Yeah, who needs that? Let us know in chat if you guys are excited by this. Who's in chat? Who's got a marbles in chat? I know you guys are probably already talking about it, but just while I got my eyes on the chats, who's got a marbles? Let me know. Or a marbles clone. If you haven't ever bought a marbles, why? If you're into eurorack, why haven't you got a marbles? I asked this question a while ago to someone, and they said that they were scared to get a marbles because they didn't understand how it worked.
Scared, I like that.
I think it's honest. I love that. It's brutally honest,
But
right?
that's very
Well,
honest.
I get
Cool.
that because it is a bit.
Well, the whole
when
eurorack
you
thing
get
is scary,
marbled, it's a
so.
little bit.
It's a
I'd
bit
be
bonkers,
bad
isn't it,
with
Daren?
that, Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
the person,
it's
the
definitely
person that, if you ever want to know, the person that actually helped me get off the road with marbles was Daren. He actually, literally, like, I had that aha moment with him because of what he explained to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was hard to explain, wasn't it? But when you've got marbles and you play around with it, then you sort of get it.
Yeah. Chuck it in a mode, then work out what T1 and X1 and all that other stuff is doing, and then you can then play with the deja vu and that sort of stuff, and then you're kind of flying, aren't you, Daren? And then I think the cool thing about it is the spread and the steps. I love playing with the spread and the steps because you get all these different pattern generations.
Yeah. And if you've got rings as well, then you're starting to get into ambient or anything heaven, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Polyphonic.
Get elements.
Yep.
Elements rules. That's the best one.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'm missing is marbles and tides. Those I want to get. So.
Oh,
You don't-
tied. Stages is cool as well.
Yeah.
What's the Behringer marbles clone called again? It's called
Red
the
and
Chaos.
Forgotten.
Is it called the Chaos? Yeah, it's called the
it comes
Chaos.
with a C8.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
And let's see how much they are. Just to sort of see. So, like £85 for a marbles clone. Ian, I know you're not going to get it, but I'm just letting you know. £85.
Does Behringer make a stages clone? Is there a stages clone out there?
There is, yeah.
Swords, isn't it?
They do, yes.
Swords.
Yeah. They've done most of the mutable, not every, but most of the mutable instruments. Like the most common ones. They've done clouds, rings, marbles,
Braids.
169.
braids. Yeah. Well, braids is actually interestingly that's the Behringer brains, right? Oh no, that's plaits. That's plaits, not braids. It's plaits.
Well, it's braids,
But-
plaits.
yeah, yeah.
Braids became plaits, but that's why they called it brains because it sounds like braids. So.
I don't know, Bicky.
I think they've
Bicky's
done
asked
tides.
if you can put this on the Behringer one. The answer is I don't know.
I read someone saying they claimed they had in a Reddit feed,
Okay.
which came off your news
Well,
article.
Put it this way: if you're using the standard mutable instruments firmware on the Behringer clone, then yes, you can put it on there. because the way it works is it uses the Marble's 1.3 firmware to load it on. Because you're taking that audio input, right? You're putting it into update mode and taking the audio input. It should work like that. Yeah, I don't see why not, Vicky. I think if it's using the same firmware, it should be completely fine. Look, what is it, 85 quid for a Behringer Chaos? No one's getting their nose out of joint.
It's open source. They just load it on there.
No one's getting their nose out of joint. This guy doesn't make them anymore. Don't worry about who's making it. If that gets you into one of these things, and I think it's very, very low price to get something into, I just don't like the design of the Behringer. I like this design much better.
It's a bit ugly.
Yeah.
I think there's a guy doing faceplates for him, or what do you call them?
Silk screens.
Silk screens. Vinyl wraps. Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't be worried about mutable years down the line, but Behringer has hit or miss build quality, so I'd be worried about that for
honestly, Andy, have not had many issues with Behringer stuff.
Really?
Yep. I've got a DeepMind 12. I've got
I have a bunch too.
Neutron. I've never had a problem with them, and they've been around for a while. Those products, even their cheap things like the MS1, still not a problem. I had to do a little repair on my MS1, but it wasn't. It was me bumping something, and the little pitch bend thing. I bumped it when I was walking out the door with a hand on my own. I bumped it against the door frame, and I went, and put it down, and it wasn't working, and I just pulled it apart, put it back together again, and it worked. So I knew it was my fault, not Behringer's fault. I'm not going to blame them. The only thing I've ever had a problem with Behringer is I bought a System 100 module in the early days. This is when they only just started doing this stuff, and if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have released actually a second revision because of it. So, it's good to have people, who
Ken got a System 55 and one of the modules was DOA, so their QA is not very good. So
yeah, I mean,
like I said, haven't had a problem.
Yeah,
Model D is really well built.
Yep, Model D is brilliant.
Had the funky.
Yeah,
had the funky.
I've got the X Touch, which I use all the time. That's good.
On my code.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. You had a system. Was it?
Yeah, the funky noise circuit. So that was effectively a kind of like a DOA. Something obviously got through QA, but that was a pretty niche thing to find in QA. Even I thought, like, wow, you have to be really, really pernickety to find that issue and understand it well enough to send it back to the factory. But man,
yeah,
it is a fail.
It's like Goose pointed out, the plastic shafted knobs and stuff. That's this, keeping the cost down sometimes.
Well, I've done a video on that. So if you go back to my early System 100 videos, you'll see me with the macro camera, the microscope video camera, wobbling those shaft knobs. They actually, I don't know if you know this, but mechanical electronics, they actually have a chassis built into their design. So there's kind of like a suspension system, right, on those plastic shafts. They will actually wiggle all the way down to the actual mount point on the actual the bottom where the metal clasp is. So it's like plastic all the way down, and there's kind of like two plastic plates, and they flex. These two plastic plates flex as you wiggle the knob. Even if it's just a very subtle wiggle, these two plastic plates will flex. They will flex to a point. Obviously, they have a breakage point. All right. Every plastic thing has a breakage point, but if you're doing it to a breakage point, it means you're abusing it. It really does. So I complained about it because I prefer to have screw mount, like you see on this mutable, right? You see all the sockets.
Panel mounted. No.
Panel mounted. It makes for a more sturdy, long life system, and you're not putting pressure on a circuit board.
Nice when you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Waldorf 4-pole filter in a little box. They don't make it anymore. It's really old.
Yeah, I remember.
And all the pots are really wobbly.
Yeah.
But they're all like that. It's just very strange.
There is a range though like some of the PCB mounted pots that I use, they're not panel mounted, but geez, they're pretty sturdy because they've got a very extended collar that goes quite a way up the plastic shaft and supports it from higher up. And they're always the best one when you can get them. They're the best.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sleeve, isn't it? Like where it actually
Yeah.
attaches to.
It literally is like another bearing point higher up
Yeah.
that stops that whole sort of leverage issue
That's cool.
Yeah.
you get with a tall.
It's just nice to have more
cool.
support because sometimes you want to use the edge of your hand to move a knob and not just tweak it with your fingers.
That's it,
Put
mate.
some pressure on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on because this was a free firmware update. I hope you guys enjoyed that. These things do sort of come over my desk every now and then. Anyway, we are going to go next to this product here. This is another eurorack module. Sorry, Ian. This is Make Noise GTE. This is part of their new music system that they've they want everyone to buy into. I haven't quite bought into it yet myself, but I'm listening. Now the GTE is kind of cool. The GTE is kind of cool. It's so you'll notice down the right hand side there's all these connectors, right? This is a module that you would get if you've got some of their other stuff already that's part of their music system that they've got. So I can't really see this being something that you would get for your non-make noise system. I don't think. I don't know. I could be wrong. So what does GTE stand for? It stands for Gestural Time Extractor. These guys are going bonkers. It is actually an analog pulse extractor. So I'm still talking gobbledygook to a lot of people. It's a channel index translator for their new universal synthesizer system I was talking about. So those right-hand connections across the right-hand side are your channel index connections, right? So basically what it does is it takes a motion of the single signal from the span input, which you can see the span knob at the top left. It derives up to 8 individual channel pulses, as well as a GTE pulse stream representing the speed of motion of the input signal, and 2 gate outputs representing activity at the even and odd channels. So this is kind of like, there's the other products that do similar things. This does have a bit of a Buchla sort of like flavor to it, I feel. There's a lot of other modules that are out there that do kind of similar things to this.
Lots of overlap.
Yeah. But yeah, let's watch the video. You'll see it in use and it will kind of make a bit more sense. It actually is a little confusing, I am going to admit that. But when I watch the video, I'm not going to make you guys watch the whole video because, we haven't got enough show for that. But let's have a look at the start of it anyway. You can see it in use.
Introducing GTE. The Gestural Time Extractor is an analog pulse extractor and channel index translator for the new universal synthesizer system or any eurorack modular system. Gestural time extraction is one of the NUSS concepts, where the speed or traversal of a gesture is used to generate timing signals. From the motion of the signal at the span input, it derives up to 8 individual channel pulses, as well as a GTE pulse stream representing the speed of motion of the input signal, and 2 gate outputs representing activity at the even and odd channels. The space parameter determines the threshold proximity of the channels to each other, and thereby also the sensitivity and reactivity of the GTE and other outputs. When the clock input is in use, the GTE's output channel will only change upon reception of a trigger or gate, allowing for changes to be easily synchronized with other existing events in the system. With all controls set to starter min-max positions, the GTE also operates as a channel index translator for polymaths and other new universal synthesizer system modules that generate channel index signals, allowing the accurate derivation of individual channel gates from activity at the respective channels of the source module.
that's kind of where we're going to leave it. I think it's pretty complex module. Yeah, $179 for this. Like they do say you can use it as a module outside their system. I'll find it a little challenging, if I'm honest. If you are going to do that, I feel like it's probably better to be blended with their other products, that like the multi-mode and things like that they've got. Chris, I know this is probably something that you may understand a bit more than others. It's not a dig at anyone else here. This is just kind of because Chris is across this stuff. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm happy to pitch in here. I sorry, make noise, but I don't think you did a very good job of explaining this module. It's the simplest way I can explain it is that it's turning voltage into gates, or actually it's turning voltage into stages. So if you break your voltage input in the span input down into 8 discrete steps, that's what the individual outputs are generating. It's just a step quantizer, essentially, is all it is. The clever parts are what they've put with it, what they've curated with it, and how it combines perhaps with their NUS system. But I think this is the module which I think is actually, I'm going to say, might actually be the most usable outside of the NUS system. Only thing negative about it is that it probably you're probably almost never going to use all 8 outputs. It's kind of overkill, in my opinion, as a standalone module. It's a little bit overkill for the number of outputs, but you know, more is more. I mean, some people like that. So, but the
you need to be into eurorack to understand and use this.
It is quite techy, yes. But it's funny because it has a lot in common with other things that we've kind of shown on the show. For example, the other week, Rant, you're showing those modules with the the selectors, and you move the knob around. And
the tray modular input.
Yeah, tray modular stuff. That is a little bit like one of these is sort of in there, but only 5 or 4 or 5 outputs. This is just 8 outputs. So it's really just an expansion on that concept, bringing it out into a module that kind of aligns with the whole philosophy of the 8 individual things. It's a discipline is really what they're selling, and it's obviously a discipline, sort of like a manifesto which they're following for this whole period in the company's output is based upon this. But this one is the first one that I think I've understood every bit of it, and it's actually surprisingly easy to reproduce if you know how. So if I just briefly bring you over here, after I saw the first video for this, not that one, I started writing some notes down because my future module that will eventually one day be released, that I'm developing, kind of has everything that we need to make something very similar to this, and it's already something that's kind of I'd already been imagining. So this is one of those situations where I went, thank you guys, I think you've just clarified what patch I should write. I should definitely be writing a GTE style patch for my up and coming module, because it'll do a pretty good job of this. So that was kind of, may sound like I'm crying a bit, but I'm just sort of saying I'm really glad. Sometimes the universe gives you a gift. Sometimes it gives you
good validation.
But, this time, but it's also exactly. It's helping me get a lot more confident with that. I'm not producing concepts in a vacuum. I am building things that are building blocks that are actually going to be useful as for producing patches that people actually will want to use. So that enabled me obviously to understand this fairly well. So I hope I've done a fairly good job of explaining it. It's one of those things where, what does that mean? It just means that you get varying different outputs depending upon a voltage signal in. So the obvious one is you put in an LFO and it starts playing, you know, like a saw wave, it plays the numbers counting up and then back to the beginning again. You give it a triangle wave and it goes up and then it goes down again. So it's almost like a binary counter in a way. And it's a matter of what you patch those individual outputs to, as to whether you can utilize that. And that's sort of where I thought the 8 outputs really only makes sense for this NUS system. But a 4 output version would be, I would think, I'm expecting to see people clone this at sort of cut down. The other thing about it is that it has obviously the attenuation, which allows you to modify the range, how far apart those little movements are going to be. So you can have it concentrate in a small section and then it'll go through them really quickly, and we can go. I haven't quite watched the full video to find out what the negative attenuation is going to do, because that one did my head a bit. And the little pulse output in the middle is really just saying whenever those outputs change, it generates a gate. So it can generate, so obviously if you're going through, if the signal is changing at a different rate, you're going to get a different rate of pulses. So that kind of creates those speeding up and slowing down type pulses. The other thing,
it's like an internal clock generator, basically.
Well, it's variable clock generator, and yes, if you put in a saw wave into that, the clock generator that comes out, it's exactly what I talked about weeks ago when I said, we would like to play around with this whole idea of the sequence position being determined by a voltage rather than steps, rather than incrementing. This is kind of, I can imagine plugging 8 of these into 8 steps of a 960 or something, and maybe it could trigger them or something, and there's some interesting ideas there. The other thing that's cool is that they've put in the clock input so that you can, clockize the output, so that if it is not coming out in a regular fashion, you can kind of force it to come out in a regular fashion by having a clock signal, which changes it a bit. It makes it a bit more useful for sort of more regular type sequenced, music that's more regularly paced and less on the experimental side. So that's clever. Again, it's all just a clever combination of different sort of modules to create. So that's very much the booklet philosophy, isn't it? Kind of putting things together that you don't necessarily understand on the surface, because they're not attempting to make something, like a subtractive synthesizer is about sort of an analogy of a signal path and where it goes, whereas the booklet philosophy is very much the form follows the function rather than the other way around, if you know what I mean. So I think this again is sort of dipping into that territory, which is why it might not be the easiest thing to understand. But I think on the surface this is actually surprisingly simple, and they've made it a little bit of a hatchet job on explaining it. I think they've got time though, so and there's going to be hundreds of YouTubers out there that are going to review this and go, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to do a section in my video. It just explains it in a more simple way so that people get it quickly.
Make Noise do this though.
It's one of their cheapest. They
started doing this with math.
Is this a little bit pretentious? Is it?
Well, it pays to be an outsider.
I wonder how.
If they're too close to it, they can't describe it in simple terms.
I kind of feel like I feel like it might be pretentious. I don't know. I don't want to give them a label.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
But I just feel like some of the lingo that they choose to use could be.
Yeah, but if you hear Tony Rolando talk about stuff in interviews, he's very down to earth. So I'm not sure why the stuff is so nebulous in some of these videos. But
I just feel like just tell us in a language that it doesn't have to be like a preschool language where you're at kindergarten, right? Tell us in a language where most musicians would understand that this is basically a sequence, like it's splitting an input into 8 outputs, and I don't see like them talking about it like that. They're talking about
Yeah,
derives up
kind
to
of-
8 individual channel pulses. That's
and it's all about gestural interpretation.
Yeah.
And of course, gesture and gestural. That's kind of we're more sort of familiar with touch screens and gestures on touch screens, and it kind
Well,
of
he's using
makes
that
your
touch
head go
controller,
into a
which is what I
completely
really love
different
about the
space.
video.
well, that's the thing. If you're
He's
going to
showing
make
how
this,
the human interface is nice.
and if you're going to make this thing a gestural controller, then you should have the gestural touch thing on it, the module.
Well, they already make it separate. That's the thing.
I know,
I
but
hadn't seen that new one they had, the little XY thingy. That's
but
kinda
this
cool,
isn't
but-
gestural, is it? Because it needs an input, a gestural input.
No, that's only
Yeah,
if you want
I
to do
think
it
it's
that
a
way.
slightly
He was doing it
misnamed.
from other stuff too.
I know. So it's a little. This is why Chris is saying it's a little pretentious, because it's a little bit
Sure, yeah.
misleading in the sense that yes, it is a gestural, manipulator of gestural control voltages, right? But also you could put any control voltage into this. It doesn't have to be a gestural control voltage.
But since
You
they're selling a system, it already has the touch thingy in it. Then that's why they did that. So,
Yep.
I mean,
little bit of
I can't speak
marketing
for them,
on
but
it,
I'm just saying that's probably what they meant. But
Yeah.
along these same lines with the Buchla style and all that weird stuff, I love the fact that they're kind of going down the road that Don Buchla used to do. He used to love doing microphone into an envelope follower and doing like weird scat gestures and weird vocal things to generate crazy output on the other end. So I like the fact that they're kind of going down this road.
Well, okay, so I put this module directly after that Mutable Instruments firmware update, which gives it the grids extra on here, because I felt that they were closely sort of related, in the sense that you with that Mutable Instruments marbles module, you're generating right gates to percussive modules or whatever you want to choose to do it, right? This thing is generating gates, or what do you want to call it, control voltages out of those 8 outputs. That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's doing it in a different way, but dumbing it down to somebody who can use this now and understand what they're going to use it with. And then you've got the manipulation of that with the span and the space. That's what and obviously the input manipulates it obviously the most greatly. But the other thing I find interesting on this too, Chris, you mentioned the pulse. I found the even and the odd interesting, because I felt that might actually
I haven't mentioned them. Yeah,
that
that's a
might
bit
give
more-
you scope to patch it back into
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something I haven't mentioned here. I thought I'd better bring it up. The difference between this being an analog-based module. Apart from, as an engineer, being very impressed that these guys can do stuff that most mere mortals like myself can only do in code, they do it in the real analog world. This is analog, so it's going to have some advantages over a digital version of it, such as the ability to go into audio rate. I know I always bang on about that, but it is interesting that I haven't seen any videos exploring that yet. But so perhaps in this particular case, maybe it isn't quite as much of an advantage that it's fully analog. Like, would it have been simpler to implement this as a digital algorithm? Was it really necessary to make it a fully digital system? I don't know. It's another question.
I feel it's got the Buchla circuits in it, and that's where they've gone with it.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely found a Buchla stuff. They made a Woggle Bug. They made a bunch of other stuff before that is Buchla style. But one thing I have to admit, you mentioned pretentious. The brand, I like Make Noise stuff a lot. They're very out there, very interesting and stuff. But the brand and the labeling and the design of the stuff is kind of pretentious, because it's kind of architectural, with the sketchy font and the, they are kind of pretentious in that respect. Some people don't like the modules because they're hard to follow the path sometimes, the way they color code thing or don't color code, just having all white and little symbols and stuff. It can be hard for people to use. That is true.
Yeah, they sometimes randomly sort of seem to position things.
Yeah.
It's sort of like squeeze it in here, squeeze it in there. That's okay. We'll just do the drawings around that. Whereas other
Exactly,
designers
yeah. And
will
also
take
the
the
naming of stuff.
philosophy
Like
of laying it out first and then deciding where things go.
I bought their Telharmonic module, which is a complex mix of different stuff, including Casio sounds and stuff, Casio CZ stuff. But it was like, okay, where's normally you have a gate in and clear input, clear output, and it took a little bit to figure out where am I supposed to plug anything on this thing. It's like it shouldn't be that weird out of the box, especially if you're used to Eurorack, and they're a little bit odd on some of their modules. For whatever reason, I don't know. I can't speak for them, but it can't come off as pretentious or just convoluted.
Well, yeah, non clarity or yeah. Anyway, all right. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Make Noise GTE. Get one if you want one. Buy into their system if that's what you're after. We're going to go to the next one. It is another Eurorack module. Sorry, Ian. There's plenty of Eurorack modules coming out at the moment, so we need to cover them.
Sleep.
This one
he's
is
going to get it eventually. He's close.
This one is called the Ballista Blast, right? Ballista Blast. This one is by Shackmat. Now I did. Where are we? Why did that not?
Shackmat makes cool stuff.
Yeah, Shack makes really cool stuff. For some reason it just didn't load on my page. Come on, load. Okay, so this is actually a hybrid synthesizer voice. What you're looking at, and I actually really like this. Because they've punched this into quite a small form factor. It's got a really, really decent amount of features in this module, and a lot of people are I'm going to step in before sort of thing. A lot of people are going to say it's missing your standard synthesizer voice controls. Okay, it's done that on purpose, and you'll find out why in a sec, because of the way they've designed this module. All right, so a standard synthesizer voice, right, as you would understand, would have an oscillator, a filter, and some sort of VCA, and maybe some sort of envelope control across the three. Across the two, right? And you'd have a volts per octave input and some other controls for that. You can see most of those things on here. You can see down the bottom left, you've got your volts per octave input, you've got your gate, you've got FM, AM inputs, and you can also see there's a bit of envelope stuff in there as well. So it's got some things in there that you would actually expect to see. But
it's actually, is that emphasis supposed to be resonance, or is that?
It is a resonance, yes. So this actually does have the filter in it. Yep, we'll talk about that in a sec. So what it is, it's actually a hybrid module. It's only 12 HP. It blends digital sound and analog signal processing. So the actual generation of the oscillators technically on this are digital, and then everything after is all analog. So you've got a filter that's analog, a VCA that's analog. And I'm you guys know that I'm a firm believer in that topology. I love, for subtractive synths, I love digital sound generation and analog filtering and VCAing, because I feel like they work well, beautifully together. Anyway, so if you're sick of your Eurorack modules going out of tune, this little baby's not going to go out of tune because it's digital. Okay, you can make it go out of tune though if you want to. Anyway, so these guys are talking about a lot of sounds that this can generate. So they're talking about squelchy bass lines, glassy textures, because it's digital, and you got smooth harmonic tones, to wild chaotic mayhem because it's digital, but it's also analog filters, so you get the best of both worlds in that sense. And to keep things alive, this has got a built-in envelope, assignable random source, velocity input, and routable to nearly every parameter, so that the simplest patch can be animated in this. It's kind of performance. It's a performance synth module, as opposed to it being a mapped out, VCO, VCF, VCA, right? They just want you to chuck stuff into this and just play with it.
The crap out of it.
All right, at the core, it's a digital core, Chris, with 16 bits, 48K, with full analog processing chain, 3 synth engines. You've got a classic subtractive digital VA type synth, wavetable, and FM. So they're your 3 engines. You've got 4 analog filters. There's a 2-pole low pass, a high pass, a band pass, and 4-pole low pass. You've got VCA and low pass gate with distortion.
Ooh,
nice. And you've got a built-in assignable envelope. You've got gate triggered randomizer with per parameter depth, velocity input with independent scaling, a memory of 256 presets. Yes, and both CV and selectable bus recall as well with those presets. SD card for firmware updates or user wavetables, and presets management. And then you've got an expandable thing on the back where you can actually have up to 2 Ballista Blast expanders with this. You'll see the expanders in the video in a sec. I haven't actually shown it in the graphic here. He talks about the knobs being DJ Tech Tools, rubber injected knobs. So does anyone know about that? I actually haven't heard that term before. Maybe it's a thing.
DJ Tech Tools. It might be like the stuff that the same type of knobs that the MIDI fighter type uses. I think they're DJ Tech Tools. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that.
He uses them in all of his modules. Yeah. So he's probably a big fan of that.
They take more abuse or something? They're more durable?
I don't know, maybe the hot knobs? I don't know.
Maybe the
hot faders, yeah.
Maybe they're slightly rubberized, but they don't ever go sticky.
All right. The only
we won't get onto that rant before we get to sticky knobs because I found something else that's sticky. Anyway, carry on.
I found something today with sticky.
That could be Rave Dave, though.
I'll tell you about it later. Anyway, the only negative thing about this is it's 420 euros. I felt that was a bit on the steep side. But then I looked at Shackmat's other modules and they were kind of all priced similarly. So nothing against him. He can do whatever he wants. That's his prerogative. But it's gonna stop a few people buying it, I feel. Anyway, let's watch this. You will like that he's actually got the Ballista Blast here, right, in top. And next to on the left is the expander that I told you about, and on the right is another expander. Remember how I said you can actually put 2 expanders on the module? And there's a reason why, and you'll see it in the video. Here we go.
Mr. Oizo.
We could listen to this for hours. It has a stack of sounds. That's the big thing about it. It's really, really deep. It's probably worth the money. I actually really want one. I'm thinking.
What's the price again? I missed it.
420 euros.
Yeah, that's a complete voice though.
It is a complete voice.
Yeah.
So that is true. Yeah.
A wavetable oscillator and a filter together. It's probably setting you off around about that price. So
I love the little OLED screen. I think that's pretty cool. It's got a whole heap of other features, by the way, Chris. There's like chord mode and all sort of stuff in there as well. So
yeah, I saw that. You can load your own wavetables, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
You played the chord mode in that demo.
Yeah,
he did, yeah. Yep.
It reminds me a bit of the MCO from ALM Busy Circuits, but with an analog side in it.
Yeah.
And it's that similar territories you can get to by partnering the MCO and a bunch of 1 or 2 analog filters gets you in a similar sort of sonic territory, but won't be quite as easy to patch recall that.
True. I like how you can
patch recall this. It's nice.
I like how you can put pop the SD card in from the front. You don't have to pull the module out. So a lot of modules, they have the SD card at the back because they run out of space, whatever. This has actually got it on the front.
Yeah, because it's an afterthought. Yeah, because it's not a primary. More and more putting them on the front now, but they do tend to be, obvious choices for, if it's a sampler, then you've got to put something. You got to put it on the front, don't you?
Yeah.
But,
because it's wavetable, they usually chuck it on the back, and you got to pull your module out to change your wavetable.
Yeah, which is there's not much exploring. Doesn't really encourage exploring.
Yeah, it doesn't invite you. Yeah, yep, exactly. Yeah, no, it's really good. I actually,
Sounds nice.
Look, it's not groundbreaking in the sense of what we see in other synths, right? Ian, would you agree? Like, it's not showing us new territories in sound, but where I think it's showing us new territories is how compact it is, and how I just find the combination of their UI design, the features, the way they've organized them, I think it's quite clever, that side of it. And 12 HP to make, I don't know if you guys realize how small 12 HP is. It's tiny. It's like that. That module is like that, It's really small.
I like it has the pitch knob that's just it's like a pot, but it has the lock feature in there. See the button there for lock, so you can make it quantized or steppy without having to have an encoder, which is cool, like a step encoder.
Now, while you guys talk about this, I'm just going to have a look to see. He did talk about the low pass gate. I want to find out what type of low pass gate he's put in here, whether it's digital, whether it's analog, because he did talk about a So keep talking about this, guys.
I have to check out the expanders. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
I'll get to that in a sec. Yeah, definitely get to that. Let me
that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's on the analog.
Things I thought
it's analog. Low pass gate is analog. That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Happy.
As I said, they're using enough analog stuff to make it, to bite into that nice digital heart.
Yeah.
Which we talk about a lot on this show because it's a thing. I have to admit, when I saw this, though, for me, Rants, I'm looking at my Protein, and Protein is giving me a similar kind of vibe to this. For me. Yeah, so the Protein is satisfying this sort of pocket in my musical sort of landscape for me. So this isn't one I'd probably be interested in getting necessarily. But
so you have no protein in your diet, is what you said?
Nothing against it. So. I have enough protein. Well, I got the MCO as well, so I've even got the eurorack side of it, sort of. I think I'm good.
That's good.
But yeah, it's nice.
I'm glad you got that.
And their stuff's good. Every Shack Mat stuff I've seen, I've always been impressed with.
Yeah, the Bishop's what's it called? The Bishop's something or Miscellany. That's it. Yeah, it's so cool, that module. I've always wanted to get one of them.
Yeah, very cool.
Andy, the CV expander or the Ballista Blast expander, it's not cheap. It's 120 euros, 130 euros. Sorry. Anyway, it gives you CV control on. Where are we? Time. You've got knobs for shape, attack, time and decay, depth. There's little buttons on it. You can see the little buttons underneath the second knob, and you can switch between different modes. And then you've got a clock, trigger, depth, shape and attack, and time and attack. CV inputs down the bottom, inputs, outputs down the bottom.
Yeah. So the reason why you said there's two, you've got two of them, is because you can have them set to different parameters.
Yeah, you'd set one. I mean, it's got 4 different modes. You'd set one to one and the other to the other.
Different modes.
Yeah. And you wouldn't need the 4 different modes running at the same time, because those modes are related. So, yeah, otherwise he would allow you to have 4 expanders, right? That would be a bit silly. For me, I feel like just make a Ballista Blast with an expanded faceplate. Have an XL version, and then have this. I like the idea. Definitely like the idea with the small version with the option to buy the expander. But I think the expanded version would be cool to have it as a fatter module.
Yeah, it does seem to be. I mean, I can understand it, but all the manufacturers seem to go one way or the other. They either bring out an XL version or they have an expander, but I've never seen anyone do both.
It might just
Probably
be purely
considered.
because you're just not going to get enough people buying it, really. That could be the end of,
that's
why am I
probably
building all
it,
this stuff?
actually,
Yeah, tooling this and
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of shack mounted people's rigs, so I know they make good stuff, but I don't see them very often.
Well, that's a good thing, Andy. That's actually a good thing.
No, it makes you unique, but also means he doesn't make much money, right? So,
well, no, he's not been around that long. Give the guy a chance.
5 years, 4 years.
Yeah, it's not a massive.
a while.
Yeah, I mean it's not long in Eurorack. Like you look at Dopefer. How long has Dopefer been around?
Well, they invented it.
20 years.
Yeah,
It's their fault.
it's their fault. Yep,
That's
blame
right.
them. All right, let's keep going. We've got one more Eurorack module, and I think you guys are probably thinking to yourself, why hasn't Ranzee shown this module yet? Because we know what he's like. He's an absolute friggin' phaser nut. Why hasn't he shown this module yet?
Because it was released a little while ago.
It was released a little while ago, a few weeks ago.
We have been wondering. Yes.
This is the second suck of the Sav, though. So they will get a second suck of the Sav.
Mark II.
It is a Mark II. There you go. Second suck of the Sav for you guys. They did actually make this module originally 10 years ago. So the Kamieniec.
Wow.
These are all aren't they all Polish names? I think they're all Polish names or something.
I think so, yeah.
Because Zagreb and Conan and I think
This
it's
is Zagreb. Yeah, it's Croatia. So
Croatian. Yeah, okay, so there you go. Anyway, so this is a phaser, right? And it's a phaser in with 3 different modes. With the resonance, you'll see the switch on the bottom underneath the main knob on the left. You'll see resonance mode. You've got wasted. You've got Behold, I think it is, and then you've got stoned. Now, stoned is 100% small stone flavor, right? So it's a small stone flavor phaser. Now, this is the 1977 flavor of the small stone. So we were talking about this the other day. For phasers, the 77 small tone is actually the one that a lot of people like the sound of. It's the Russian, I believe it's the Russian design from Electro Harmonics. So that would be interesting for people because they will like the sound of that. But that different resonance mode, we're going to show that in a sec in the video because you'll actually like it. Massive friggin' knob up the top. What the hell? That's your tuning frequency knob.
We all like a big knob.
That is a massive knob, that one. Yeah.
yeah.
I like your modules, but man, massive knob.
I'm quite liking the red knob, actually.
The modules. Oh.
It does have a built-in LFO in this, which is fantastic because I'm so sick of Eurorack modules who make phasers and they don't put an LFO in their phaser, and you have to plug your own LFO in it. It just becomes annoying because I've got to patch an LFO in it, you know.
Yeah.
It's not hard to actually whack an LFO circuit into something, so it's a little off. It's just a little oscillator. The L stands for little. Yeah. If you ever wanted. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's a little frequency oscillator.
It's a little fall. The little fall.
There is an LFO reset on this, which I like. I do like that. Actually, one of my favorite things about I've got a 2 HP LFO module. One of my favorite LFO modules. It's got a little reset input on that as well. So they're cool. Why is it cool? Because then you can send it a gate,
Line it to a bar,
and you can line it up to your music.
So you can get wasted. Yeah.
You can get wasted, yeah. Anyway, let's watch the vid. and have a listen. Chaos Devices make good modules, by the way.
Yeah, I love Zadar. That's my favorite one.
Fantastic. Anyway.
Ranzee's in ecstasy right now. So.
That last bit was pretty damn sweet.
They're cool.
I like the red.
Wow.
Brilliant video, by the way. If you ever want to know how to do Eurorack videos, that's how you do it. Don't have some idiot talking. Just get on with it. Show us what it does. Put some really clever graphics on it.
Yeah.
Yep, that is really well done.
It's the same old story.
It sounds so
Edited,
1977.
it's just all sweet spots. Show the sweet spots. That's what I always say.
I think the big takeaway on this, obviously, for me, is the 22 stages with the expansion board and the LFO reset, as I mentioned before. I can't stress how much that is actually a game changer for phases, because it gives you control over at what point you want to restart the phase cycle to happen again. It's actually really important.
Yeah.
There you go. Talk about it, guys.
Yes. Traditionally, they've done that thing with flanges. Flanges always had resets.
Yeah.
Which is why you heard it used a lot in sort of shoegaze and on a full mix. That's where they often use it. You want it to start at the bar. You want it to be consistent. So it's nice to have this on a phaser now, because phaser's got quite a different sound to flanging, but now you can reset it. You can kind of explore that similar territory.
$308. By itself without the expansion, it's 4 or 6 stage phaser. So 6 stages is brilliant. Like, honestly, that's, small stone.
Yeah.
4 stages, small stone.
4
6
and
stages
6.
is better.
Most of mine are 4 or 6.
The Moog is 12 stage, right?
Moog is 12. No, is it 16, isn't it?
That was 12, but I forgot.
Well, the Moog, one of them was, I don't know, I can't remember now. I've forgotten. It's late at night here. Anyway, the expander adds up to 16 when you add on to the others, gives you a total of 22. So, and it puts it on the back of the module, which means it doesn't take up any extra space, which is good.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Anyway, you can actually run an external LFO into this if you didn't want that LFO. You may want to actually have a cyclic or a different type of shaped LFO going into it.
Yeah, different shape, yeah.
Which makes phasers do really cool things as well, even on top of that. I always talk about the step ladder triangle shaped LFO, one of my favorites.
Step triangle, yep.
Does beautiful things with modulation effects, especially analog modulation effects.
Yeah, it's almost it's like an auto filter type sound.
Yeah.
Stepped filter, sort of steppy.
Yeah. To me, this is probably going to be a purchase. The rubber bank.
Another one to the collection,
Why
Rants. Another one, yeah.
Yeah, why are we not surprised, really?
Mm.
I have one case of just phasers.
Yeah, just one case of phasers. You can never have enough
One
phasers.
with the stun setting, no.
They're nice. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'll tell you the reason why. This is just personal. It doesn't mean it could be your reason. Okay. The reason why I've got a really nice phaser phaser module in here, which it's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with it, except I don't get some controls that I want to get. Like, for example, the LFO reset. I definitely don't get those resonant controls, and I definitely don't get the stages controls that this thing's got. What I would like to see, though, and I'm kind of wondering why they didn't do it, is there a way you can control... I'm wondering if it's through the depth. I'm not sure. Is there a way you can control how many stages you've got on this thing? I'm trying to work it out. It says it adds up to 16 sweepable stages, so maybe there is. I'm not sure. If it does, that makes this thing killer. Because if you can select how many stages you want on this, then you can dial in your favorite, you might want to have an ARP Quadra style phaser, which is, I think, 16, isn't it? 16 stages on an ARP Quadra. So
Will that switch for the modes? Does that choose your stages automatically based on what flavor you want?
No, that's the resonance mode. So that will... I think that's like a... If you listen to the video, the one on the right is the standard, which is the small stone sound, right? The one in the middle, what was it? K something or other? K hold? I think it was for key hold, I think it is. To me, that sounded like a bandpass filter or a notch filter or some sort of filter on it. Not sure what's going on there. And the one on the left, which was the wasted, I felt that was a distortion. There has to be some sort of feedback distortion happening on that resonance circuit.
A bit of overdrive or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The depth, by the way, in the normal configuration with the 4 or 6 stage, they're on different outputs. So output A is 4 stage, and output B is 6 stage.
Okay.
So
if I'm adding 16,
stages. So yeah,
it'll be 20 and
16.
22.
Yeah. I wonder how they do that.
Yeah, that unless there's little jumpers at the back, and you can go, okay, I want to set this up as which is a little annoying. I mean, I could probably,
but then you don't get a stereo phase, right? Because it's one or the other.
I don't mind that though, Andy. If you,
cancellation,
you got to be careful. So I always find that. So that was the thing I didn't like about the Mogafoga phaser, because it had the 2 outputs, and you could use it as a stereo thing. And you got to be careful with
mono compatibility.
Yeah, it just I don't know.
You can fake it with panning, I guess, but the cool that to have that sweep around like that is really cool, right? So.
I think the one that I've got that does it the best is my MXR Phase 99, which is a stereo. It's got 2 Phase 90s.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
And it does it really, really well.
Or?
Yeah, independent.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it is like running 2 phases.
Well, you can sync them and you can free them.
Oh, you can. Okay.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
Love that to be a eurorack module, but that's another story for another day. Yeah. Right. Well, anyway, that's news for the week, and I feel like we can turn this little news thing off. We can go back to our fantastic grid. Ian's up there twice. Let's get rid of him there. Cool. Now, why we have everyone here? Why don't we head down to Synth Quiz Central? Synth Quiz Central, and we've got the guesses coming in up here. I'm loving it. Right, let's do
set again, Rance.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do the second clue. Who we got? Who else has made a guess? Just Droigan. Okay, cool. Here we go. Second clue this week is FSEQ. Get that one, India. What could it be, people?
Not a clue.
What could it be is the question. Anyway, let's go back to here.
No idea. DW 6000. We've had the 8,000, haven't we? So it's got to be a 6,000.
The blue whale.
Blue whale.
Could be, yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, we are going to get the next segment lined up and cracking. Let me just do this for you guys. And don't worry, it'll be here with you in a second. Right. Okay. Right, and I just need to find the stinger for it. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Where are we? Why can I never find the stingers for these things?
You need your bot to find your stinger for you.
I do.
Put that guy to work.
Yeah. It's weird. What the hell's happened to it?
Yes, since you're about a phaser, I'll have to do a demo of one of those, the Alesis Phase mod effects pedal. It's really cool because it's digital, but it has so many weird parameters on it.
Sorry, Andy. It went right over the top of you.
It's more important anyway.
It is time for Name That Synth, and we have another one, and I know you guys love this segment. It's not like it's different to the Synth Quiz because this one you guys get to listen to the synth and be distracted by these visuals, and yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to play a video in a second. You guys are going to have a listen, and at the end, I'll give you an extra 30. So I'll pause the video. I'll give you an extra 30 seconds, and you can put your guesses into chat. This one, we're not running bots on this because we don't have, like, it's not like an every week thing. I know we did it last week, but we generally don't have this every week because we've got to wait for someone to submit a video to the channel and we can play it then. Right, so I'll shut up. I'm going to mute everybody here so all you're hearing is just the audio from the video, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Here I go. I'm just going to mute everyone. Righto, you got your 30 seconds. Get your guesses in, please, people. Time is up. There we go. There we go. What did we get? We got some people who just missed out, unfortunately. Time is up. Yep, unfortunately. We did get a couple of people with their suggestions. So there we go. We'll have a look at those in a sec. I'm going to put you out of your misery. I'm going to let you guys know what it is. Here we go.
Oh, that was my first guess. Damn it. Why didn't I just do what I thought my initial instinct was?
It was the Korg Minilog. The oldie but a goodie.
Good.
And guess what? We actually have someone who guessed it correctly, and that is Mr. Andy. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The knobs are diagnostic, and the silver is diagnostic, and it has a screen. Those three things were basically
Yep. Now, I want to thank me for submitting that. That's it this week.
Good visuals.
Well done.
Good visuals.
Well done. That was a good one, Rance.
Normally, I don't allow for the standard color to show through. I normally mask that. I might reverse it or invert it and stuff like that. But this time I thought, I'll make it easier for you guys.
The audio in threw me off because I forgot that was embossed. I never looked at the back that much, so I don't remember that. So.
Couple of dead giveaways here. I want to show you the first one.
The front panel, the sort of texture of the anodizing. I couldn't tell whether it was silver anodizing or white anodizing. When I saw the white anodizing, my mind started thinking about like an old Roland SH synth, but that's why I typed that in.
The background of that slide is
the wood.
Is the wood at the back of the synth. All right. I do these things on purpose, people.
Yeah.
These are the lights.
Very
These are the lights that are underneath every single option that you see across the synth. The little LED lights everywhere. There's the OLED display showing a waveform. That would have given it away
Those
to Andy.
knobs are very distinct.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're those toggle switches there. It's a bit hard to see. I've obscured those.
Close up,
They're the
I can see
toggle
the
switches.
machining on it. Look at that.
Yep.
That's great.
There's the inputs at the back.
Have that machining.
That is the K on the Korg logo. Right there on the left. That's the K and the O. So that's the middle of the K. If you're looking at it, if I zoomed out on the Korg logo, you'd see that. Obviously audio in at the back. It's pretty distinctive. There's the mini key, slim keys.
Yeah.
And that's the silver. The silver.
Yeah, see, that to me is white, and that's what threw me off.
Yep. More mini keys. Yeah. And that's
what that was. The one that was doing that little diagonal thing, I wasn't sure what the hell that was.
That says filter there. That would have been dead giveaway. And there you go.
Yeah, I was on Korg Monolog or Minilog. It was the screen that gave it for me. That little tiny screen.
Yeah.
Minilog.
I've only got a Monolog.
I wouldn't be able to accept Monolog. I'll tell you why. Because some of the because it's not. But some of the features in the Minilog aren't on the Monolog. So obviously it's polyphonic for a start.
Yeah.
There was a few voices in there. I don't know if you could hear them, but they were unison voices, and they had 4 voices.
Yeah, that's why
detuned.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
When I first saw the screen, I thought, yeah, but obviously listen to it, you can tell. It's, the little screen.
Oh, you listen to some of those Aphex Twin monologue patches. They're pretty elaborate.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Right. So couple of things about this. I've done a fair few of these now over the years. And I haven't done one for a while, and I thought, I wonder how long this is going to take me to do. Okay, so the best part about it was, obviously you get to sit in front of a synth and play with that synth for a little while and get to know it again. I haven't touched my Minilog for a few months now, or maybe even a year, I'm not sure. And, it was good. I got a few frustrations about the library manager that Korg use. It kept crashing, a few things with that.
It's not great.
So you get to find these things out when you're doing it, and that's a good thing about this. So the actual making the sounds and putting the track together, I wanted to use all sort of generated sounds from the synth myself. I didn't want to use patches or anything like that. Anyway, so there's that. And then with the video, it was I just got my iPhone and I just put it into macro and took pictures with my phone really, really close up of the synth. And then I chucked it into a video editor. You can get some free ones now, like Blackmagic Design DaVinci, which is free. You can get DaVinci Resolve. If you guys don't have video editors, you can get those. I've got commercial video editors here because of the business that we have. So I use Adobe Premiere, but you don't have to.
Windows Movie Maker is one of the best. Come on.
There you go. I had a couple of built-in effects that those video producers have built into them in their little menu systems to sort of move and give animation to those still photos. But they're all still photos. There wasn't any film. I didn't do any video at all in that. Yeah. And I thought to myself, that's going to be the quickest way to do this. If I do a video of just basically slideshow and just animate it somehow. And the video itself probably only took me about 15 minutes to put together. The audio took me longer, but that's because I was using the synth over a period of time. And as I was using it, I was sampling the sounds. And then I just used my DAW to lay a little track down. It's only a minute long. So when you think about it, it probably maybe took 45 minutes tops if you were to sort of sandwich all the time that it took me to do things together. So 45 minutes to do that. And I'm being honest with myself. I could have probably maybe even done it in 30 minutes if I pushed myself. So it's not protracted to do this. But like I said, the best thing about that Name That Synth, the whole the purpose why we invented that segment in the show in the first place, Wagoo will tell you this. You get to sit in front of that piece of gear for a few hours and you get to know it again. He's actually even just said that.
If you've done one with your Timberwolf, you might not have sold it. You say, hey, I really like this thing.
Yeah. Well, I was going to do
the
a
problem
Name
is
That
you
Synth.
might not have been able to come up with something to do. Name That Synth.
Yeah. So look, Wags did it last week. I did it this week. Someone out there, it's your turn to do it next week. So I did it because it's the 7th birthday show. I thought, it'd be nice to have all the segments on our 7th birthday show.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. Name That Synth is done. Guess what we're going to do next? I wonder if they'll notice Chris. Where the hell did the bloody thing go, though, for it? Ooh. He says.
The bloody thing.
Oh, there it is. The bloody thing. All right. Ian, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
I'm always ready.
Watching? Here we go.
Yep.
On this day.
On this day. Right. We're starting in 1890. Born on this day is American bandleader Paul Whiteman, who was called the King of Jazz for popularizing the musical style that helped to introduce jazz to the mainstream audience during the 1920s and 1930s. We then jump to 1948, where also born on this day was John Evan. Now, John Evan was a British musician and composer, best known for playing keyboards in Jethro Tull from 1970 till 1980. John is known for playing a Model D, the Arp Odyssey Rev 1, Hammond B3, also an A100. I used to have access to a B3. Never played an A100, sorry. Yamaha CP80 and a Fender Rhodes Stage 73. We now jump to 1949. Born on this day is Sally Carr. Now, most of us won't know who Sally Carr is, although I do remember the band that she sang with. So Sally Carr is a singer from the Scottish pop group Middle of the Road, who had a 1971 UK #1 single with the fantastic, I'm joking, song Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep, which is one of the few, there's something to be said here, because it was one of the few singles to have reached in excess of 10 million physical copy sales. So we may take the mickey out of Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep, but I think there's something to learn there. Also born on this day, 1954. Yeah, maybe she did. Yeah. They were all sold in Scotland. That's where it was.
That explains it.
So also born on this day, 1954, Reba McEntire. Now, Reba McEntire, she's made 34 albums up until last year, which is not bad, is it? Sold 75 million albums, has been dubbed the Queen of Country, and yes, I do actually own a Reba McEntire album. I couldn't find it somewhere in my collection, but I know I've got at least one. Well, I've only got one, I'll be honest with you. It's not quite to my taste, but you know.
At least you admit it.
My mum would have liked it. So now we jump to 1958. Buddy Holly kicked off the first night of a 43-date tour at the Brooklyn Paramount Theatre in Brooklyn, New York. It was the Alan Freed Big Band Show. Also on the bill was Jerry Lee Lewis, Chuck Berry, Frankie Lyman, the Diamonds, Billy Ford, Danny and the Juniors, the Chantels. It's a hell of a gig, this. The Chantels, Larry Williams, Screaming Jay Hawkins, the Pastels, Joanne Campbell, and half of these people I've never heard of, but anyway. And most of the acts on the day played two shows, so they must have played a matinee and an evening show. So also in 1958, William Christopher Handy died. Now, William Christopher Handy, otherwise known as W.C. Handy, thanks, Steve. Steve Smith pointed me in this one.
Otherwise known as Fingers.
Referred to himself as the father of the blues. He's the only person that did do that. Handy he's an American composer and musician. He didn't create the blues genre, but was one of the first to publish music in the blues form, thereby taking the blues from a regional music style, which is Delta blues, which was a limited audience, to a new level of popularity. Interestingly, when he first wanted to play guitar, his father believed that musical instruments were the tools of the devil. He is so right. Right, now we jump to 1962.
It's funny he's mentioning that Walking in Memphis song, W.C. Handy. So.
Oh, is he? Right.
Yeah.
Also, so 1962, born this day, Jed Grimes. Now, Jed Grimes was the bassist for Scottish pop group Danny Wilson, who had a 1988 UK number 3 hit, Mary's Prayer. Great song. Having said that, I mean, Grimes also worked for Simple Minds. I happened to support Danny Wilson on one of their reunions, and all I can say is that, I mean, I don't remember, I didn't speak to Jed Grimes, I'm sure he's a lovely bloke, but the singer, I think his name was Chris, was a complete cock. But we'll leave that story. He was just an ass. He was really an ego the size of a planet. Slight. Hi, Chris. So, 1964, Madame Tussauds Waxwork Museum in London unveiled the figures of the Beatles. The London Waxwork Museum, they honoured the pop stars for the first time by unveiling their lifelike sculptures, and it was them in the Beatles suits at this point. But later on, they only swapped out the heads. I think they swapped out the heads, and they appeared as the front cover of Sgt. Pepper's. Jumping to 1967, while working on sessions for a new Beatles album, again called Sgt. Pepper's at Abbey Road, John Lennon recorded the lead vocals for Good Morning, Good Morning, and Paul McCartney added lead guitar to the track. Lennon had decided that he wanted to end the song with animal sound effects, and asked that they be sequenced in such a way that each successive animal was capable of scaring or eating the preceding one. I now need to go back and listen to that track, because I remember all the noises at the end of it, but the fact that each one's going to be eating each, I
never knew that.
Seems quite,
yeah.
No, I didn't either. No. Jump in the year, 1968, Pink Floyd recorded a performance for the BBC Two TV omnibus, The Sound of Change show, and it was a special which was produced by a guy called Tony Palmer, also featuring performances from The Who, Cream and the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and the show was later broadcast in the September of that year. Jumping another year, 1969, born today, Cheryl James. Now, Cheryl James is Salt from Salt and Pepper, the absolutely wonderful American hip-hop rap trio. I do have a Salt and Pepper record. I haven't got their first album, which was Hot, Cool and Vicious. I've got their greatest hits, which has got Let's Talk About Sex and Push It on it. Great album, actually. Their debut album sold more than 1 million copies in the US, making them the first female rap act to achieve gold and platinum status. So definitely worth a listen if you've not listened to Salt and Pepper. And I'm not into rap. Also born today, same year as 1969, James Atkins, the guitarist and vocalist for British dance music rock band EMF. EMF have played in Froome only the other week. I don't know if it's still the full band, but they were definitely here. I think they've sort of become their own tribute act, if I'm honest. They had the 1990 UK number 3 and US number 1 single Unbelievable. Great song, I have to say, great song. And I have got their debut album, which was Sherbet Dip. I mean, I have to say Unbelievable is the best song on it, but it's, it is what it is, really. So now we're jumping to 1970. Folk duo Simon and Garfunkel scored their only UK number 1. I was quite surprised at this, really, with Bridge Over the Troubled Water. Jumping to 1976, Genesis began their first North American tour since lead singer Peter Gabriel left, and they appeared in Buffalo in New York today with Phil Collins, who's he, taking over lead vocals. Also on this day in 1979, not to do with music, but you'll get this. At 4 a.m. this morning, an automatic valve was mistakenly closed at the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, culminating in a radioactive leak, which making it one of the most serious leaks in a nuclear power station in history. Well, it's certainly in America. So it's certainly up there along with probably Chernobyl, isn't it, really? Jumping to 1981, on this day, Blondie scored their fourth number 1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with Rapture. Their 20th single. I didn't know they'd done 20 singles by the time they got to do Rapture, but anyway, appeared on the album Auto American, which I do have, and I think is their weakest, if I'm honest. It's not for me. He spent 2 weeks at the top spot and broke ground as the first number 1 hit in the US to feature a rap section combining new wave and disco elements plus rapping by a front woman. I have to say Debbie didn't rap that well, but she did do it.
No, it was terrible.
The song also gave shout out to hip-hop trailblazers like Fab Five Freddy, who she was friends with. Well, they were all friends with, I think, actually. And he did make a cameo in the music video, and Grandmaster Flash. Jumping to 1982, David Crosby of the fantastic Crosby, Stills, Nash and Sometimes Young was arrested for crashing his car on the San Diego highway. Police said they found cannabis and a pistol in the car. When the police asked Crosby why he carried the gun, his reply was John Lennon. Now I'm assuming was he going to try and shoot John Lennon, or did he call the gun John Lennon? But anyway, that's the answer. John Lennon. 1983, American singer Gene King from the Phil Spector produced girl group The Blossoms. Now, I don't remember The Blossoms. Died of a heart attack, only aged 44. King had performed in Ray Charles' backing bands and sung backup for Elvis Presley, Tom Jones, Nancy Sinatra and Bill Medley. Born today, 1986, Lady Gaga. Now, it's Stefani Joanne Angelina Giamatti. Giamatti. I've got a sorry, Lady Gaga, for screwing up your surname. American singer-songwriter, 2008 US and UK #1 single Just Dance, which I have to say is absolutely brilliant, and Poker Face reached #1. She's ranked number 4 in the Billboard's list of top moneymakers in 2011, grossing more than $25 million and having sold an estimated 170 million records. She's great, is Lady Gaga, I have to say. So, jumping to 1992, over $100 million, sorry, $100,000, that's $100 million is a bit much, which was about nearly £59,000 worth of damage was caused at the Irving Meadows Amphitheatre in California when Ozzy Osbourne, good old Ozzy, invited the first 2 rows of the audience on stage. Yeah, Sharon, come on, Sharon. Yeah.
Poor Sharon.
Several others took up this offer. So not only did the first 2 rows turn up on stage, but so many people, but the band were forced off stage in the end, and obviously they created a lot of damage. Jumping to 2000, on this day, Jimmy Page accepted a substantial undisclosed libel damages from a magazine which claimed that he caused and contributed to the death of Led Zeppelin bandmate John Bonham, who died in the shared room. Page's solicitor, a guy called Norman Chapman, told the High Court judge that the feature was actually in a Ministry magazine. I vaguely remember Ministry magazine. Printed in 1999, they claimed that Page was more concerned with keeping vomit off his bed than saving his friend's life, and that he stood over him wearing satanic robes and performing useless spells as poor old John Bonham passed away. Puff Daddy decided to change his name today to P. Diddy, and that's obviously before he ended up with has anybody seen there's a great documentary series, 3 episodes, which I watched earlier this year, I think it's on Netflix, about his woes and how he has abused women and all the nasty stuff that he's got up to. It's a fascinating watch, whether you like his music or not. 2006 today, Tina Brown, sister of Bobby Brown and the sister-in-law of Whitney Houston, sold pictures taken in Whitney Houston's bathroom to the National Enquirer. She claimed that Houston had been taking crack cocaine, which we have obviously since found out that she was on crack cocaine and other substances. The pictures showed drug paraphernalia, including a crack smoking pipe, rolling papers, cocaine, caked spoons, and cigarettes strewn across the surfaces in the bathroom. Great family then. I mean, we do know that it was Bobby Brown that got poor old Whitney.
Yep.
Yeah, Bobby's on it first. So, yeah.
Sorry? Wasn't the first.
Bobby was on it first, so yeah.
No. Justin Bieber had trouble today. In 2013, he was at the Munich airport to do some gigs when customs officials detained and quarantined his monkey. Isn't that a Michael Jackson thing?
Is that what he calls it?
Yeah, well, maybe. Wow. So Justin Bieber had received the monkey
Daren.
as a pet from record producer Mally Mal. Apparently, he just decided to bring the monkey with him to do the European tour of the European leg of his tour, but didn't have any documentation required. So his poor old friend, the monkey, had to stay with customs authorities while Justin did his gigs. 2014, tickets for Kate Buss's Before the Dawn series of concerts were sold out in 15 minutes. I didn't get to see him, although I do have the album, and there was meant to be a video of those shows that never ever appeared, which is a bit of a shame. But what else have we got? So yes, 2021, died today did British record producer and electronics boffin Malcolm Cecil. He died at the age of 84, and although he began his career as a jazz bassist, Cecil was remembered for his pioneering synthesizer programming alongside fellow producer Robert Magoff. Here we are pronouncing people's names again. Robert, we'll call him Robert. They worked on albums by Stevie Wonder, including 73's Innovision. During the same decade, he contributed to records by the Isley Brothers, Scott Gilheron, and Steve Hillage.
It's Robert Margoliouth.
Thank you. Thanks. You see, I'm just rubbish at people's names.
Tonto. They formed Tonto.
Oh, did they? I didn't know that.
That was their equipment they used on Stevie Wonder's album. Yeah.
Ah, right. So, jumping to 2025, Dua Lipa won a dismissal of a lawsuit that accused her of copyrighting her hit single "Levitating" from 2 other songs. The star was sued in 2022 by songwriters Russell Brown and Sandy Litzer, who accused her of plagiarizing their 79 disco hit "Wiggle and Giggle All Night." I have to say, I have never heard "Wiggle and Giggle All Night." It was also apparently the judge ruled that the song had only generic similarities, including non-copyrighted musical elements that had always previously used by, here's a list, Mozart, Gilbert and Sullivan, and the Bee Gees in their song "Staying Alive." And last but not least, probably the most important birthday today is my dear wife, Mrs. Jane Elizabeth Cole, the lady who puts up with my music obsession.
Happy birthday, Jane.
Has given me. She's not here. She's actually in Bristol with her sons. I've just had a photograph. They've had a really nice lunch, but she did give me a special dispensation to actually do the show because I wasn't here last week. So thank you, darling. She'll never see
now
this.
You have to show her this footage.
Oh no! I won't. She'll freak out. But yes, so happy birthday, Jane. We are going out for a meal this evening, and we're probably doing something special tomorrow. Today's charts. So UK single, we're still with Sam Fender and Olivia Dean with "Rain and Me In." The album is from BTS, which I think is one of those sort of boy bands, isn't it? From
K-pop,
South Korea, yeah. With their new album, Arirang. Top film today here, and a top film everywhere, is Project Hail Mary. Now, actually, what I did think was, because we're going out for a meal tonight, I thought, well, actually, it'd be nice to take Jane to the pictures as well. It's completely sold out here in Frome, so I can't take her to the pictures. But yeah, so Project Hail Mary is the film in here, Australia and the USA. Top single in USA, we're back choosing Texas again. The album, we're still with Harry Styles with his kissing all the time, disco occasionally. Crap title, Harry, I'm sorry. And Australia, you're still in love with Olivia Dean, The Man I Need, but you do like BTS, and that's this day. And thanks for Steve for last week, because he probably did it better than me, really.
Question, Ian, did you like the new
Yes, sir.
stinger?
I did. I like the rolly thing at the beginning.
Some stepping in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Chris's voiceover in there. It's all baked in now. Chris doesn't have to quickly scramble.
Oh, so you didn't have to do it live.
No.
Yeah, I'm
It's baked
well
in.
impressed. Yeah, it's fantastic.
According to
Ranzee, can I add 3 more this day things? I found some cool things for this day.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yep.
Just real quick. 1977, Elvis Presley performed his last concert in Indianapolis, Indiana. 1981, the first ever MTV music video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles premiered. And 1991, Nirvana's album Nevermind was released, changing the music landscape, as it says. So there you go.
I mean, I love Nevermind. It's my favourite Nirvana album.
I could have sworn that we've mentioned those things earlier this month. So they're definitely on this day, Andy?
I
That's what the
didn't see
search
him on
said,
this
but
day.
you never know. It's the internet, right? So
Yeah, it could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed things that. Yeah.
Yeah. The Magic Faraway Tree, according to my daughter, because she works at the local cinemas, is gaining popularity. So that might actually be a change in the Australian movies, probably by next week. It's only just come out, the Magic Faraway Tree. I don't know what it's about. Haven't seen it.
It's a
No, me either.
sounds familiar. like a children's. book or
Yeah.
something.
Is it a kids movie? It sounds like a kids movie, doesn't it?
It's rated G. Yeah, apparently there was a heap of people going in to see it. So yeah, maybe that's going to be a good one. I don't know. I don't generally watch G movies as a policy.
No,
I mean, I've already been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Like I was, my oldest child is in his 20s now, so I've been a father for a hell of a long time. I don't need to watch G movies anymore, as a general rule. All right, we are going to get stuck into. It's getting late. It's 11:42 my time. I want to try and finish the show soon. We're going to do Price Watch, and then we're going to get stuck into the Saturday Sonority. So Price Watch, here we go. This week's going to be a doozy. I always say that, but I kind of mean it this week because at the end you'll like the last one.
Oh, you pre-sold this one? Yeah, I gotta check this out.
Yeah. But this is interesting. This is a rare custom ARP style analog synthesizer. It's kind of like a DIY thing, and I saw this on eBay today, and I thought, "Ooh, got to share that one with the show." Pretty interesting. 15 grand. I have no idea what this is worth, so it's not a tele-image dreaming situation because I have no idea. But it is an eBay listing. I can share that with you guys in the chat in a sec. But he says in the description, "This belongs in a museum!" Exclamation mark. Offered here is a truly unique and intriguing analog synthesizer discovered in an estate sale in Los Angeles, which belongs to a long-time record collector. This piece appears to be custom-built or prototype-style instrument inspired by the classic ARP company, which features the reminiscence of both the ARP 2600 and later Odyssey models. The layout, switching, and signal flow strongly reflect deep knowledge of vintage ARP circuitry, while the instructions suggest a highly skilled builder with access to professional-grade metalwork and components. The unit is housed in what appears to be an ARP pedal synthesizer case, though the internal assembly is not permanently mounted, indicating this may have been a custom project or an experiment. It has one etched circuit board on a module, and the rest are on perf board, which points to with point-to-point wiring. Wow. Yeah. So I'm going to show you some photos. There's some photos on here. Let's get on to those. This is quite interesting, I thought. Here we go.
Sadly, it says at the bottom, may not ship to Australia, so you can't buy it, Ranzee.
But isn't? I don't know where he's got the. I mean, maybe there's ARP components in this.
Wow, look at that. Yeah.
It's kind of like an ARP layout there, isn't it?
Yeah.
This next photo is like just to remind us, right?
Yeah.
So wow, look at the quality of workmanship.
So the perf boards.
Oh yeah.
Chris loves those. There's the circuit board there.
Wow. You know something's coming loose in shipping. That's crazy.
But the next photo,
yeah.
just in case, like you're getting confused about your listing, but you're not getting this, and that's actually probably a call. That's probably a call. That one.
He is dreaming.
Yeah. But look at the little labeling and stuff on there.
Oh god, it's just paper with sellotape over the top of it.
Very neatly done though.
Probably
Extremely neatly
contact,
done.
yeah. But handwritten though.
Yeah.
Handwritten. It's make noise level.
Hell of a project.
Everything's all broken. Wow. I don't know if 15 grand is the price though, guys.
Nah, absolutely no.
I'm not sort of feeling the 15 grand vibe here.
No. Yeah, that's. Nah.
This could be though. This could be Alan Perlman's prototype, right? Or
If it,
Yes.
yeah. If it was, then
needs
yes.
Provenance.
But if it was
Needs
Alan
provenance
Perlman's
for that
prototype, it would be in a museum, wouldn't it?
Or
It would
maybe
want to be in a
someone
museum.
lost it. You don't know. This is the thing. You don't know. You don't know. All right. Anyway, we'll move on to the next. 15 grand if you want it. Next is a Memory Moog Plus. Plus the case.
Oh, all that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on this one. $20,000 on for this one.
Wow.
I think this is getting a bit steep, but here we go. Here's the pictures. Look, it's got It's got the manual. It's got some sort of service thing there. It's got some sort of factory service thing there. So it's had a lot of servicing, I'm guessing. It's got that Moog pedal. It's got some cassettes. Can anyone read what's on those? Maybe there might be another photo. There's a lot of cassettes here. A lot of Moog cassettes. Factory programs. Oh, okay. They're the patches, so you can upload them. Yep, cool. All right, here we go. Better photo of the cassettes. Here we go.
Ooh.
Interesting. Oh, Abacab.
Yeah.
You see that? Abacab.
Mm.
Wow. Dun, 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 dun. Love that song. Nice looking memory mode though. I know this is Kent's favourite synthesizer. He told me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now he's throwing.
But when they're set up,
cup
they
at the
sound
screen.
great. He's done.
He hates him, doesn't he? Yeah,
He
absolutely
does.
hates him.
I don't know if I'd spend 20 grand to buy one though.
No.
I remember these things a few years ago. They weren't even that. Maybe 10% of that a few years ago. All right, next one. We're still not at the one that's going to make you spit your coffee out. So don't worry. The next one is another Moog. This is a Model 15. This is a 1973. This one's actually based in Japan, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it's Japan. This one. So the guy was pretty keen with this listing. Andy loves looking at the way people do their listings. Look at this one, Andy. It's got category growth award, eBay Japan. Look, he's happy about himself. He's happy.
Accolades.
Yeah. And he's got it on every photo.
Oh dear.
Every photo, including the box
No
photo.
green checks though. It's not good enough.
I've won awards on eBay, including my box photos. Another box photo.
Yes.
Well, having bought a lot of things from Japan, the quality of the stuff you get used is generally very high, and the packaging is exquisite. Right? I mean, these guys are amazing when they do stuff.
Oh yeah, but I wanna draw your attention. I'm gonna go back to the start to the choice of angles that he's decided to take photos of this thing, and how he's cut things off the edges of the corners of the photo. So, for example, that corner there is cut off. That corner there is cut off.
Yeah.
And it's just a bizarre angle. Anyway, and when you look at things like this one particular, like what the hell?
It's kind of a Dutch angle.
It's very Dutch, and I love Dutch people, so it's let's not insult them.
The good kind, yeah.
21 grand for a Model 15. Would you pay that? Be honest, guys. Come on.
No, I don't think so.
We're not the sort of people that would pay it.
Not enough.
Is what I'm
modules.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go.
Is this it? Oh, right.
Here we go.
Telling me, dream.
Absolute ludicrousy.
What?
Behringer Odyssey for $1,100
Yes.
US.
Is it signed by Uli?
Mate, it can be signed by your mum.
I think Yuli's left a little package inside of it for that price.
Let's not pick on the Japanese. I actually do like the Japanese. I don't want to insult the Japanese. They're amazing people, but this one is a Japanese listing, and it's really bad.
No.
He's used stock photos, right? These are stock photos.
Yeah.
Okay, these aren't photos that he's. These are from the Behringer website.
You want to see the actual thing,
right? These are stock photos. So this is very scammy,
Already suspicious.
very suspicious listing. This one.
Very sus.
Sorry. Links to all the price watch section is in the blog article, which comes on at 6 p.m. UTC time. But yeah, wow, that was dreaming a la. That's probably going to go down as
free.
Yeah, we're going to get air. It doesn't cost much to ship air.
Yeah. Get a beautiful box with nothing in it.
Yeah. Anyway, that is it for all the segments, and we shall do this quickly so we can get it. Saturday Sonority is up and running. We're going to, for 10 minutes or so, we'll talk about 7th birthday. We'll talk about some things in there. But before we do that, I want to go to Synth Quiz Central and release the last clue, because we have had a few guesses.
Unleash the clues.
Unleash the clues. Here we go. Last clue. Here it goes.
Smithers, unleash the clues.
Formant.
Oh.
Wagoo's got the Yamaha FS1R up there. Look at that. Anyone else got a clue? No, only Wags. As usual, you guys are getting absolutely slapped by him, right? I'm disappointed in the rest of you.
That's a good guess, though. That's a good guess for that one.
Pretty good guess. We'll see what happens. Well, what do you think? Well, shall we finish off the synth quiz? Give a couple of people a couple more minutes.
I'm trying to think. That would be.
Go on, give them about a see if anyone comes back with anything.
Yeah. Well, the last clue is pretty much the slam dunk, isn't it? Don't you think? The last clue definitely slam dunks it. Well, Wagoo knew the answer before he got to the third clue. So he's getting so good now at these synth quizzes because he knows how to Google for a start. But he's getting pretty good.
It's either that or he's jelly wrestling.
Yeah. There we go. Vicky's put the Roland VP330 in. It's a pretty good guess. I'm going to say that's a pretty good guess. Let's put that in there. Ooh, where did we go?
Ooh.
Ian looks tiny when that thing's cutting him off.
Yeah, geez, shall I stand up a bit? How's that? Is that better?
Nah,
still like
you
that.
sit down, mate. I'll disappear it in a sec.
I'll just throw this in there just for shits and giggles, but I think I got the name right, but you know.
All right, but have you noticed that every single guess so far is a vocoder? So, Andy, your guess is a VPO3?
Yep.
Right?
It does have Formant storage on it, though, so it's...
Wags is the Yamaha FS1R. That's a vocoder, if I remember rightly. Right? It's the Formant synth. That's what the FS stands for.
It has Formants built into it. It's not a vocoder. It uses Formant synthesis and FM.
Okay. Deadman Walking says any VP coder. Right? I think he meant to say vocoder. And Droigan says a Moog vocoder. Exclamation mark synth quiz space your guess. We'll put you up on that little ticker if you want to do it. Anyway, while that's ticking away, we'll give it a couple more minutes. We can talk about 7th birthday, the show, where you guys want the show to go in the future. Steve Smith has put the Krumar Crumpet in as a guess. You guys want another 7 years?
Absolutely.
Well, I think it'll be AI by that point.
I said it.
Actually be us.
I said as much at the beginning of the chat. I said 7 more years.
Yeah.
7 more years.
7 years. Chatbot
VR
kind of doing your job,
characters,
Rant.
Darren, the segments that we've done, the ones that are the oldest are Funny Side and Price Watch and News. So they're the three they were the 3 early segments that we always did. And then obviously
3 cores.
Saturday Sonority, I think, kicked in pretty soon after.
Well, Saturday Sonority was sort of always there in a way. It's just that we hadn't called it Saturday.
Yeah, we just we used to like give it a little stamp to say, you know, this is we've finished all the bits. Yeah, we're having a pub.
When I first started watching, which was I could never watch it live. I was always because I was always working Saturdays. But I liked the fact that you did Funny Side, and I liked where you did it right at the beginning. Because it was sort of it's a really good way of leading into the whole show. I'd always thought, and I'm glad it's still there.
Yeah, it's good fun doing Funny Side. Enjoy it. Any info on what's going on with music in the UK? Cool music and gear, says Johnny. What do you mean though? What sort of music? Is in like live music or music industry? What? Explain. Go into a little bit more on your question there, buddy, because it's a very open question at the moment. Right, so I feel like we've got enough guesses, so we can do a leaderboard with the synth quiz. I've got to get my notes up, so we can go quiz entries. And this should tell us, the chat bot should tell us who all the entries are. It should tell us 5 anyway, the top 5 most guesses from the most recent to the least recent. Here we go. Maikshifter with Korg vocoder VC, Steve Smith with the Crumar Crumpet, Andy with the VPO3, Yamaha FS1R from Wagyu, and Dead Men Walking with any VP coder, which is supposed to say vocoder. There we go. Cool. Right, we shall reveal the answer to the synth quiz, I feel. Are you ready? Here we go. The answer is the Yamaha FS. Well, that disappeared very quickly. The Yamaha FS1R. That is correct. That means Wagyu has yet again
He's done it again.
won a synth quiz. Yet again. So, exclamation mark. Winner. Which one was Wagyu? He was 4.
Remember, it's.
No, it should be right.
Remember, it's in 5. It should be right now.
It should be right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see what it says. There you go. And then we stop quiz.
Yeah, it's a very good guess. Unvoiced didn't get me, but F seconds format are very familiar terms. So
let's type this in. Quiz leaders, and let's see what the bot says.
Yeah.
Quiz leaders, here we go. In chat, looking in the YouTube chat, this is everyone else watching this on other platforms. The top 5 geeks are Wagyu with 1 and Steve Smith with 1. Now, don't forget, we only just started the bot last week, so it'll take a few weeks to sort of build those numbers. But guys, you can't let Wagyu get any more than 1. This is getting bad. He's already on there.
But he knows the answer before you've even put the questions up.
He's hacked into my computer. He's found a way to look at my spreadsheet. Maybe I might need to move it off my spreadsheet. Anyway, guys.
Well, FS1Rs are expensive. 1,600 quid.
Oh yeah,
They're rare.
I got one for 900, but yeah, you can get a deal once in a while. But yeah, they've
but
gone
Becky, we have to start it from now because the bots, I can't go back and like manually add them in. It's just I haven't got time to do that.
It's a new 7-year itch.
Yeah, it's a new. Yeah, we're going to do it from last week onwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We always had segments in the show, and we kind of went with that because it kind of gave us a little sort of boundary around the areas of discussion. It wasn't just kind of like
Don't forget the first few. Well, I don't know that it's the first few years. Yeah, maybe it was always played with issues, or you never really managed to get a segment in because there was always issues happening.
Yeah.
So we got it running seamlessly.
Well, until we got rid of. I mean, this is back in the day. We used to use OBS Studio, and we used to use what was that thing that we called in with? Skype. Skype.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
God, Skype.
They used to use video calls on Skype, and I mean, I had, I hacked ways to get them in through. It was really, really tricky. There was none of this WebRT, stuff out there at that stage. This is pre-WebRT, and then COVID hit, and then all of a sudden we had a massive, huge amount of technology that came out which gave everyone online teleconferencing tools, and then you had things like that Zoom company go boom. Yeah. So Daren, I kind of feel like it was pre-COVID that we had a lot of the technical issues, and when I got rid of OBS Studio, and I bought vMix, which is the software I still use today, and I keep it up to date, by the way. And vMix cost me my OP1. That's how I paid for it. I sold my OP1 and I bought vMix.
Oh.
Yep.
By the way, when did Inky join the show?
In the first year.
First year. Okay.
Yeah. She actually knew Daren through something else, and so she introduced me to Daren. Yeah.
She said, I'd sort of seen yours because I looked at as usual the MX1 video you did, and she said he's doing a show live. You need to sort of check, and then that's when it sort of started from it. After that, so
that's when I started watching. She was on the show still. So
yeah, I think the first live show I went on was Jamie's.
Oh yeah.
And I went on. This was through COVID, really.
Yeah.
But I was watching up until that point. I was a lurker. But yeah, it was Jamie's
behind the curtains.
I went on. Yeah, behind the curtains. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all of you guys have been on here for way more than 2 years. I think I looked at Chris. Chris has been like 3, maybe. Yeah.
4.
3, maybe getting
just under 4.
Yeah.
That means it. Because I was before Chris. So
you were before Chris. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So a long time.
Yeah.
Scary.
Can't keep us away.
Yeah.
Let's face it, we're just media whores, aren't we? Really, all of us.
Well, it's just become a thing that we do, isn't it?
It has actually. Yeah, it's become an important part of my Saturday. You know.
Did I mention that my Focusrite has got sticky knobs?
You said you had something with sticky knobs. You did.
Yeah, well, it's my Focusrite 2i, which is Gen 2, and it was only when I went to turn the mic up. Yeah, well, the Gen 2, when I went to turn the mic up, I went, oh, hang about, and the knobs are sticky, and that's another thing. And yet, my BeatStep Pro, which is under there, isn't sticky.
It's weird. Maybe it's dusty.
I've just touched my knobs, Daren, because like you do, I've got a Gen 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
My knobs are not sticky.
Are they more plastic? Oh no,
Not
because I've got a Gen 4 now for a 4-in 4-out Gen 4, which is they're not obviously not going to be sticky yet, but they're a different quality of.
I noticed on my mini log when I was playing it today, Daren, that the knobs on the mini log were starting to get sticky.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're rubberized paint as well. But that's lasted a long time. I've had my mini log for years, at least.
Oh, that's
at least
it.
10 years.
No, that's it then. So yeah, so my other thing is my monologue.
Yeah.
They're not fully sticky yet.
Yeah, they're just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Yeah.
Yes. So that's my focus.
I'm just gonna put some talc on them. I know people didn't like
change the monologue.
People didn't like my talc video, but geez, it worked.
No,
it worked so well.
I did, and I knew about the talc thing. And in fact, I've got a little bottle of talc up there for exactly this thing.
I mean, if you just spread it with your fingers and don't dust it on there, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just get it over there. Yep.
Yeah.
I've got some headphones that were designed by Teenage Engineering, and they've gone as well. They're all sticky.
It's like what every ceiling plasterer's dream, isn't it, Chris? Something's fallen in my eye. No.
I imagine part of it's humidity too, because we don't have that much humidity here, so maybe that helps. So.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Perth, where I live, is not humid. It's not a humid place. It's quite dry. It does get humid at some points of the year, but every place in the world gets humid. I mean, when it rains, it's humid, right? That's 100% humidity, isn't it? It's raining. Hello. So, But yeah, what you're probably referring to though more is like a sticky humidity.
I think the worst thing I had with sticky sliders was the Nectar P1. And I managed to clean it all off because it was terrible. Because it's all sliders.
Yeah, my Zoom H6 is sticky too, Steve. H6. H6. People are getting all butthurt over the pronunciations of H's and H's.
It's Yorkshire. It's H. It's
I hate the H.
H6.
I remember I had a school teacher and he said, it's already got an H in it. What do you mean? They put 2 H's in it.
Well, it's funny because we have a reservoir here called Hetch Hetchy. So
Yeah.
H, 2 H's. Hetch Hetchy. H.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't forget too, we had Andy Brooks was a long time on the show, and he's, unfortunately, he's not with us anymore in terms of being on the show. Of course, he's still around, but he's not
Still
on
around,
the show.
Yeah. I did wonder whether was Andy was going to get down to the Synth Southwest, but he didn't.
Yeah,
It'd be lovely to see.
We do miss Andy. Yep, and
I'll see him in Sheffield because Synth Fest is in Sheffield this year again. So I bought my ticket for that.
I'm gonna start naming people, but there's no. If I don't remember you, it's not because I've forgotten about you. It's because I didn't actually prepare a list.
Who's the guy with the shed with a room full of gear? Yeah,
over the
had a big room full of gear. Had stuff on his walls and everything.
That was Dean, wasn't it?
Dean, yes.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to contact Dean. I have no idea what's happened to him. He's just disappeared off the face of the earth. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dean was in it. There was Dazza, the Intergalactic Federation. He used to come on the show a fair bit.
He started with us.
It was. Yeah.
It was us 3, wasn't it, trying to get everything to work.
Yep.
Obviously, it was hard.
He was like in his bedroom, right? The old footage, he's in his bedroom or something.
And Dazza came back on.
Family.
One of the shows I was on.
Yeah, Daz has been on and off over the years. The only thing is he lives in New South Wales, so it's what Steve Smith said last, like it was like 3 a.m. when he was on. So it's a bit like I mean I've been invited to go on Pro Synth Network so many times. I mean those guys are fantastic, but I just can't get on at 3 in the. Their show actually starts at 3 a.m. For us to watch it live. Chris is okay. He stays up till 6. He's like,
I'm not that late.
he doesn't really.
My eyes are starting to bleed at that time, though.
Yeah.
Burning the candle. No. Yeah. So we had Dazzo. We had Eddie. You guys remember F Rose or Froze?
Froze. Yep.
Eddie was at. I had a good natter to Eddie at Synth Southwest because he had a table there.
Talking to Eddie today, actually.
Yeah, still do the show with Eddie once a month. This little 6 oscillators.
I'm gonna, because Eddie asked me to come on and talk about the instruments at some point.
Oh, you should,
It's quite late on a Friday night, and I will do, but it's going to have to be one of those Fridays when Jane's away, when she's at her dad's. So,
and we can't forget Henrik JX3D. He's also been on the show many times. He actually messaged me to say he wanted to be on today, but he couldn't because he had some other engagement. But I should also mention too that we had Andrew Longhurst from ProSynth Network planning to come on today as well, but he had someone doing work on his street and he had no internet, so that was a bit of a bummer.
He was in the chat earlier.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get him next week. See what happens.
You don't want him on. You don't. So, I'm joking.
Well, if we start letting
I have to say, I spent
on,
last weekend with Andy and Liz, his wife. Liz, his wife, is absolutely lovely. And how Andy's ended up with Andrew's ended up with Liz, I don't know. And I said that to him.
He's talked his way into it. That's what he's done.
He has. I mean, we had such fun on after the shows on the Saturday night. We all went to the pub. It was great fun. So.
The other people that I want to mention too over the years, we've had Jamie. You mentioned Jamie before. Jamie's been on the show quite a bit over the years.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Andrew Me.
Gentleman from Retro Kits.
Oh yeah, Andrew Me.
Oh yeah, the MIDI guy. Yeah.
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 Spoke to him
He was
recently.
on quite a bit.
Spoke to him recently as well. He's still around.
We've had Brian
Robbie,
from
been on
Brian from
occasionally.
Robots Are Red.
Robbie. Kent's been on.
Yep. Kent's been on heaps. Robbie's been on heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate those guys coming on, of course. I mean, Andrew Longhurst has been on before as well. And I'm trying to think who else has been on. I mean, there's been plenty of people on the show over the years, but we're sort of more a lot of talking to people who've been on multiple times.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other Steve, Steve. What's his name? He's actually on the intro video.
Ted's. Yeah, I was
Ted's.
Ted's.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
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 He's been on
Oh
heaps.
yeah, Steve Bears.
Andrew. He lives up the road from me actually. Who is always doing this channel? Drone. Oh, what's it called? Is it Andy? Oh, what's it called? Synchrotron. Synchrotron.
Oh, Andy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him
Does
for a
his
little while,
morning
have
show,
we?
doesn't he? Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I saw he was in the chat at PSN on last night.
Oh, okay. So he's
Said
around.
hello
Good.
to him.
Good.
Yes.
He's around.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, Andy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Keith and Watford's
Didn't
been on a few times. You guys know
Yes.
Keith?
Yeah.
Didn't Eden Gray come on a couple of times?
Yeah. Is it Chloe? Not Chloe.
Chloe, yeah.
What's her name? Is
Yeah,
it Chloe?
sh-
It's a C
I
name.
don't remember her.
What's her name again?
Chat. Oh, blimey. Sounds.
Oh God, what's it? I was talking to her literally the other day too. Oh my God, I'm having a mental blank. Yeah, her. She was on Robin. She had Robin Vincent on her show just recently.
Okay.
That's actually someone we haven't had on here before. Is Robin Vincent?
Mm.
No, yeah.
So I should ask him, and he'll definitely come on. There's no problem
Oh, I
there.
would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Smith said,
What?
the top of Ian's head's been on more than the bottom. Thanks, Steve.
I'm glad that Ian's bottom hasn't been on.
Yeah,
to be
I
honest.
know he's after me job, but that's not the way to get it, mate.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
God, now you've got me going with. Is it Chelsea? Chelsea.
Chelsea. It's Chelsea.
It's Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I should probably get her on. She's. I think she lives East Coast US though, so she might be. It might be better for her than you, Andy, because you're very early, but she won't be so early because it's like 3 hours difference, right? East West, US, 3 hours difference. Yeah.
If you're on the actual coast, yeah. Or
Yeah, I
close
think
to it,
she's
yeah.
kind of. I don't know exactly. I'm not gonna guess because I can't remember if she told me this, and I'm thinking of someone else. But I'm pretty sure she's on the East Coast somewhere. I'm not. I
Ken
know.
Flux been on it a couple of times.
Oh yeah, Kent. Yeah, he's been on. Early days he was on a fair bit, and then I think he went off with ASM, and we kind of didn't really see him after that. He's still around though.
Did you ever have Mr. Wiggly on? Was he ever on the show? I don't remember. Dom on there before?
Dom was an absolute regular in the chat. So
For sure.
he did not miss the show. Come well,
Yeah,
like he
that's
was
right.
an absolute regular. He was a fantastic guy.
Right.
I tried to get him on. Actually, it was actually pretty close to when everything went pear shape. Obviously,
Yeah.
I tried to get him on, and there was some scheduling thing with him going on at the time. But he was actually due to come on. I don't think he ever actually made it on.
I did his show quite a few times. It was scary because Lula May's quiz was just you had no idea what she was going to ask you.
Yeah,
and it was, I mean, and actually
true.
having met Dom in real life, he was such a lovely bloke, and I still miss him.
And that's one of my big regrets. He invited me to come on at least once or twice, and I just kept putting it off, and then he was gone, so I missed it.
I'm
He's a
sure.
great guy.
I think they played Rave Dave's video as well, which was I think it was the
Wags.
was the
Wags doesn't know who
frequency.
Chelsea is. I'm going to tell Wags who Chelsea is. You know, have you heard of CV Freaks? Go check it out on YouTube. CV Freaks. That's her little channel she does. And she goes to Super Booth. So she actually, if you go to Super Booth, you'll probably see her floating about. She tends to sort of go up to people and go, hi, she's definitely, she loves her Eurorack. Yeah, absolutely. She's fantastic. Okay. She's married, got kids and everything. So, good on her. Dean Bridges is the guy. I don't know what's happened with Dean. Yeah. I hope he's okay. Lovely guy.
Says he's not posted anything on his Facebook page.
Sometimes people they just shut down their social media. There could be something that's happened in their personal life and they shut it down. I've actually spoken to people recently who have done it. Nothing to do with synths, but just other people. Yeah. And I'm scratching my head. I'm going, this like working in IT and computer science background. And be the same, there's other ways to handle it. You don't have to just shut your complete social media life down. There's other ways to handle it.
I mean, I think I quite understand when people have to take a break from it.
Oh,
I'll be honest, I've never really felt I needed to take a break from it, but if I ever did, I would just say to people that I'm going to take a break, But I understand
some people aren't good at filtering stuff out. They can't, You can just ignore all the crazy stuff.
But you got to understand, people have mental health. There's mental health involved in some of these things, and we can't make judgment calls based on it. But what I'm talking really more sort of from a point of view of an IT thing. So if there's trolls on social media, there's ways to handle it. You don't have to shut it down.
Yeah, sure.
We got a nice little donation coming through, a £5 from Human Error. Good on you, mate.
Human Error, yeah.
I can't remember why I was watching. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty chuffed. I have to say, I'm pretty chuffed. Like, it's a number, right? It's a number. We tick over numbers every day, right? It's just a number, but it's kind of just a reminder that we've progressed, from a point in time to this point in time, and you look back and you think, what have we achieved? What have we done that's new? What have we done that's the same? Daren, I kind of feel like our foundation hasn't changed, has it? I feel like we still have been honest with our always the mantra has been, we're a user of gear, we're not commercially influenced. This is kind of...
We still haven't got a clue.
We haven't got a clue. Yeah, that's it.
I have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the secret. Just have no clue the whole time. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember
just wing it, because when the show shuts down that no one sees, we're all like, do you have a clue what we're saying? I don't know what we're talking about. God, gee.
I was having a chat to Ziv. you know Lupop, right? I was having a chat to him a little while ago, and him and I we used to chat to each other all the time on Gearspace. It used to be called something else before that. You guys know what it's called. And he said, you started your YouTube channel around about the same time as mine. And I said, yeah. I said, the difference between you and me is you know what you're doing in front of a synth, and you're good at recording them, and I don't. And we had a good chuckle about it because, he's always been a smart, very smart guy. And I've always been a big supporter of Lupop's videos. A lot of people are like, I actually get a little bit angry when I see people bagging him, because I actually know that he's got the kindest heart and he means what he says. When you watch his videos and he says at the start, no money has changed hands. Yeah. He does his video. If people will send him, in a lot of cases they'll send him something, he's got to send it back. He only has
He's a video manual. If you're having trouble with gear, watch his damn
his videos are so good. Yeah.
The amount of times I go back over one of his videos to check something out, it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
And it's creative as hell. The end section is always a bunch of creative patching and a bunch of other stuff. Mixing gear together. Yeah.
But I mean, if you guys look in the YouTube, in the YouTube chatties right now, there's people in that chat that I've been speaking to prior to me even starting this channel. Like Wiggle and I used to chat on Sonic State all the time. We used to hang out in the IRC channel. we've known each other for
used to
years.
hang
Same
on
with
there as well.
Azio Head. Bert and I have been chatting for years. And I think Cresshead was in there earlier. Cresshead and I used to chat on that Gearspace website forum quite a bit. He's been around there for a while. So this guy, guys who've been in our chat, and those people, like, we muck around every week and we talk about these people. If you're new and you're watching and you hear us talk to people in the chat and you think there's a rapport going on, those people have been chatting with us for years, like over the time this show has ever been around. So we've known these people for years. So, there's a comfort that we have with them, and they obviously, they enjoy that sort of rapport that we've got. It's important. It's really important to me. I feel that, over the years, I hope I haven't done anyone wrong by that, but I feel like that relationship that we have as a synth community is so powerful and so important. I wouldn't be here doing this show if it wasn't for the things and the knowledge that you guys have shared. And I'm not talking about these guys in the video here. I'm talking about you guys watching that I've known for years. You guys definitely have shared your knowledge with me and helped me in many, many ways. And that makes me very humble and very proud that I've got you guys as friends. And I think it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good
let's
place
face
to
it,
hang
there
out.
aren't many trolls in our community. They occasionally pop up, but generally,
Yeah.
there aren't many. And actually, last weekend was the synth community getting together. I know it was in the UK, and that you guys outside the UK couldn't make it. Although Mike Metley came all the way from Colorado, bless him. He did come the furthest. But it was all about getting together, and it's just hanging out together.
Yeah.
It was good fun.
I mean, it's
Pity we can't do one in Australia. I think we should all go to Australia and come to Perth.
Yeah, we should have
one in Perth.
have a super booth in Perth.
I don't have time for a show down there, so
We'll bring the quackers to you.
Yeah. So we need to
take
get
it
Robbie
style.
and Pete to organise the next Pro Synth Network, Synth Southwest in Perth.
God. You guys will start to
That's fun.
realise.
Scotland, it's not far away.
No, but these guys will start to realise why we haven't left Perth. They'll look at the airfare and they'll go,
Exactly.
"Jeez."
Yeah. Well, I will be coming to Australia at some point, but I'm coming to Cairns. Cairns?
Cans.
Yeah,
like
I've now got family in Cairns.
what you get your peaches out of,
I
mate.
know.
That thing. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's
What you get your peaches out of.
Was it 2,000 miles from you? It's a long way.
More than that. You're more than 2,000.
Is it
Oh,
really?
miles. It might be, yeah. It might be miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, probably more than 2,000 miles.
But if I do,
It's about a 7-hour flight.
Australia.
To give you an idea, it's about a 7-hour flight. It's 5 hours to Brisbane, and it's probably another 2 hours. Because you've got to fly to Brisbane. You can't. I don't think you can fly direct from Perth to Cairns. I think you got to go to Brizzy first. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's because it's getting late for me. I think that's probably a wrap, guys. I think it's a fantastic show. We managed to pack every single segment in this week, and I'm very proud of that. We don't always have Name That Synth, so that's fine. Yeah. And it was a nice little bit of Eurorack this week. We've been missing the Eurorack, so it's been good to get that back in the show.
No, we haven't.
So, we're answering. You're happy?
Oh, bless.
Fair enough. Anyway, once again, big thank you to these guys on the video course, because they're the ones that are here every week without fail. Even if they're feeling a little poorly, they still come on. It's fantastic. Even if it's their birthday, they still come on. Even if it's their wife's birthday, they still come on.
I miss my wife's birthday. She's having a great time in Bristol, and I'm here with you guys.
Yeah,
Don't forget, guys, to support their channels as well. So Daren's, Andy's, Ian's, and Chris's, they've all got YouTube channels. The links are in the description of this video. And put a comment if you're watching this on the replay. If you got this far through, we're about 3 and a bit hours into the show, so really appreciate you watching all the way through. Thanks, everybody. We're going to say goodbye. We're going to see you next week. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the likes and all that sort of stuff.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.